Hello, my fellow weeaboos and degenerate otaku. How's everyone doing? We're back with another alternative idol podcast. I'm Terry, and as ever, I'm joined by my colleagues Gary from iDOL is Shit.
Man, that was intense. Holy shit.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, how's it going? We're back.
And John from Straight from Japan.
I think I'm doing a little iffy after that intro. I don't even know what that was.
I know, we haven't heard you in a while.
Who's this guy?
Some guy off the streets.
The return of the man. He's back.
Like anyone on here these days.
I feel like people probably feel like that anyway.
You've been having anybody on from what I hear.
We've been whoring ourselves out to the idol masses, yeah, pretty much. Who knows? Hi everyone in chat. Thank you for joining us.
Let's be honest, though, we only have our friends on. No one else likes us.
Yeah, that's a good point. Holy hell, the numbers like jumped from like 18 to like 27 like since we came on. I hope I didn't just like offend the majority of people with like the weeaboo and degenerate comment. It was a joke, guys. I apologize. I love you all. I promise.
Hey, if you guys are new here, hit that subscription button so we can get to 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, look, all we've been doing really recently is podcasts, and I've maybe put up a few.
All we've been doing is killing the podcast game.
Yeah, and killing time before we go to Japan. Pretty much.
Yeah, that too.
That too.
That's what most of this podcast is going to be about, guys. So.
Killing time, or do you mean Japan?
Yes.
Why not both?
Why not both? We got a few things that we can talk about today. Of course, we're gonna do a little baby metal segment. You know, that's not super a lot to talk about, but I'm sure people are gonna might be interested in our opinions and hot takes. I suppose I don't think there's that much of a hot take, but you know, we'll talk about that. We've also got some releases. There's been a bunch of like MVs and song previews that we'll probably be going through.
Really,
not that much news, no. We're going to be getting John, seeing as he's back. We decided we'd do a roundup with John on the Necro Portland
thingy.
I was going to say tour, but it wasn't really a tour. You know what I mean? Was it
Cthulhu
Festival?
Lovecraft Festival. Yeah, that thing. So, because John went and had a good time by the sound of it, and we thought we'd ask him a few questions. Film Fest, exactly, Poliosis, that's the one.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, we'll go through that in a bit, and then we have some rundowns of stuff that we're going to be doing in Japan, and maybe questions from you guys, and some ideas, and some other bits and bobs. So today's going to be a very interactive podcast. Lots of talking between us and you.
I believe the fancy term is it's going to be very free form.
It's a free for all today.
Yeah,
no, it's a free form, not free for all.
Free for all's gonna just incite madness in the chat.
That's true.
But we'll see. But yeah, you guys are in the chat. We'll be talking to you. You talk to us. Let's just have a good time on this podcast, because the next one that we do might be in Japan if we can make it happen. We'll see. But if not, this will be the last one as, you know, the OG All Idol podcast trio for a while, or at least a month, I guess. So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Who wants to kick us off with news this week? I guess who did I put in?
I mean, I've been set up with this one. So.
Set up for the fool, right?
I mean, it's if you guys go and look at my Twitter mentions on @iDOL is Shit on Twitter, you can already see that I've been copping hella flack for some of my opinions on this.
You've been generating some quick heat playing the heel.
I've been generating hilarious content.
Oh, fair enough.
It was a good time. I enjoyed it.
So yeah, baby metal, right? It's like pretty much the only thing anyone wants to talk about. Yui's gone. So
yeah,
that sucks, I guess.
Yeah.
Although she's been gone for like a year, guys. You know, it's not that big of a deal.
Is it actually been? It's pretty much been
October,
a year now, right?
Yeah, October. Yeah, it's been like exactly a year. So.
Damn.
Yeah, I have nuclear heat with certain portions of the baby metal fan community, apparently, because I had the audacity to suggest that Amuse, their agency, kind of they did the old business tactic of not saying anything.
Deflection.
So basically what they did, they were like, oh, we're doing all these Japanese shows, right? We're not saying that Yui's going to be there. We're also not saying that she's not going to be there.
We're just saying it's, you know,
maybe she will, maybe she won't. We don't know. Fair enough. Okay, that's fine. That's, you know, it's better than what the Americans got, at least.
Yeah, at least they got some kind of forewarning, even if it was very vague and, you know.
Well, we got like a day.
So, yeah, so they did that. They sold. I think they put tickets up.
They put more tickets up, for the show on the 28th or something like that.
Yeah, so like they sold like most of the tickets for their upcoming Japan shows, because I know this because I know several people that were like, oh god, I've got to pay 400 quid or whatever for them on resale.
The resale ticket prices for that sort of stuff at the moment is absolutely crazy. So I feel bad for anyone who's gonna have to pay that.
Yeah, that is pain.
I went and looked on Yahoo Auctions, and you can get them cheaper, but then you just need to find someone who could actually buy that from Yahoo Auctions for you.
Can you get them cheaper if you have to find someone and pay them a commission?
I mean, I saw tickets for about 120 on Yahoo Auctions.
That's not too bad. I guess it depends where they are. I mean, they're not really floor tickets,
that's true.
I'd imagine.
Oh no, standing, most of them are still standing. Right. Moshish pit, or however they say it. I know Baby Metal.
But yeah, so back to the point that I'm trying to make here. So they didn't say she was going to be there. They didn't say that she wasn't going to be there. They were just like, we don't know. They sold a bunch of tickets, like the majority of the tickets, for argument's sake.
Yeah.
And then, like a day or two after they do that, they're like, oh yeah, you's not in the group anymore.
Yeah. Well, it was the same day that they dropped Starlight, right? Which we'll be talking about in a bit, or during this.
That was like deflection as well, wasn't it? It's like, oh, here's the shiny new thing. Oh, Yui's not here anymore, though.
But look at the new song, isn't it nice? Yeah. I felt really bad because obviously Starlight, well, I wouldn't say it leaked, but it kind of did. It went up a bit early in certain places, you know.
I mean, we knew it was coming like a week and a half or
didn't they accidentally release it on iTunes a little early, like in Australia or something?
What happened was it Comic-Con or whatever? They were doing a panel for the book, right?
Yeah.
And I think they played the song, or at least part of the song, and someone Shazammed it. Shazam, right? In 2018. Someone Shazammed it, and it came up as, oh, this is Baby Metal, Starlight, here's all the information, and all this kind of stuff, right? And yeah, the YouTube video did go up a little bit early. I think they like accidentally did. YouTube has this new thing for some people, it's called Premiere. It basically means that like you can post the video and it'll have like a chat room next to it for like
I haven't experienced it for anything yet, but I've been waiting to see.
I've seen it on a couple of things.
Yeah. I need to catch something early enough for it to actually be there, I guess.
Yeah. It's only a select few channels that have it because they're like testing it out. It seems kind of gimmicky to me, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, so the song kind of leaked early, and like people obviously got their claws into it because you can't post anything online and then delete it and have it not be there anymore.
That's not how the internet works. Once it's out,
it's out. They put that out and announced that Yui was leaving on like there was like maybe like 12 to 18 hours between two things, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's gone. It's Sue and Moa now.
I felt bad because, you know, the song came out, and obviously the song came out before they, you know, put out the statement, and, you know, there was a lot of people listening to the song quite deeply, you know, re-listening and really trying to figure out what was going on vocally. And I had read a few things of people being like, I'm convinced Yui is on this song, and I can hear Yui like, don't worry guys, everything will be fine. And I was kind of like, but what if she ain't? Like, I felt like a lot of people were setting themselves up for disappointment.
Isn't it like that thing on like Twitter or Instagram from a while back? It's like, oh, do you hear? Is it Yanni or Laurel? Is it
do
you hear Yui or no Yui?
Yeah, or like the black and blue dress or the white and gold dress or whatever. It's kind of like.
That was a bad joke. I didn't even make that on Twitter, and I still got mad.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. They've still got muscle metal backing them up. It's okay.
Macho and muscle metal, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is going to be an interesting transition because now she's officially out the group. what do they do from there? Do they keep the backup dancers for now, or do they get rid of them and try to bring in someone else? Would the fandom accept a third? Would the fandom accept a new third member if it meant they went back to the kind of trio setup, you know, with, you know, Sue in the middle and the two dancers?
Kind of unbalanced at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah,
you got Sue doing the bulk of the vocals, and then you've got half of the backing vocals now. So
you can't even do any of the black baby metal.
Yep, you can't do any of those.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the new dancers are good, but the dancers are what they are. They're just dancers. The whole, like... I don't know. I feel like Moa needs someone to balance her out. There needs to be someone either side of Sue again. Like, it worked as a trio because of the way that... Like, I don't know. I feel like a 4 on stage, especially if there's a centre, having 4 is really unbalanced. I feel like having 3 with a centre looks all right. I mean, especially with, like, the dance and stuff like that. I don't know.
This I
mean, Poliosis said how long before Moa leaves. I was like, I have no idea. I mean, could the fandom cope with just Sue alone? I mean, from a music perspective, you probably could. I feel like their sound, apart from, you know, their sound in general changing, you know, throughout the years, I feel like as long as Sue is there and the main vocal is there, any backup vocals can pretty much just be Sue, like on a backtrack, you know, doing harmonies and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of you guys in the... someone said they could get a new Yui from one of the... I'm guessing he means Sakura Gakuen. Yeah, graduates. I did see talk of that, I think, on the Reddit, of some people saying that could potentially happen. I don't know if Koba would want to take someone from Sakura Gakuen just because he's distanced them from SG so much in the first place. You know, he wasn't too happy about people bringing SG flags and all that sort of stuff. And I really feel like he's tried to distance them from SG so much that I don't know if he'd want to bring someone from SG to then have that connection again. Do you guys see what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I feel like he'd have to bring someone in that's, one, probably as old as the girls are now, because of course they're not young anymore. They're all 18, aren't they? 18 and above.
Yeah, do they even have anybody in SG that's that age? Don't they have to...
They've got alumni, so you've got people that have already left that are probably doing stuff, you know, graduates that are around the time, you know, Yui and Murray and all that left. Let's have a look. What's everyone saying? Someone did say all the new songs have basically been Sue solos anyway.
They kind of have.
That is true.
That is true, yeah.
But I guess the question there would be like, is that intentional or out of necessity because they didn't know what was going on with Yui?
Oh, you think... So you mean like just do the song with just Sue, and then when we find out what happens with Yui for the album, in brackets, let's say album, we'd add, you know, Moa and Yui in as the backing bits?
Yeah, or maybe like it was just a case of we'll do a couple of songs with Sue for now.
Yeah.
And then like we'll do like the rest of the songs would have all 3 of them featured more prominently if that was to happen, because like we've heard like 4 songs, right?
Yeah, and as it stands, they wouldn't be able to do any black baby metal songs without Moa pretty much taking on the bulk of all of the vocal work.
Which
I don't know if any
very well.
Yeah, would anybody even accept a new member doing any of those black baby metal songs?
Not initially, but
I feel like if they did come from SG, or if they were an alumni or someone associated with baby metal already, then people would be more inclined. But then people might feel like baby metal are, I wouldn't say returning to their iDOL roots, but they're I don't know. I think people like to distance them from iDOL stuff a lot.
I think that if they do add someone new, there would be an initial backlash from this is mainly from the Western fandom. Have to stress. There would be an initial backlash to it, but over time, much like with the muscle girl backup dancers, people would come round to it and it'd be fine.
Pretty much. I feel...
But we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Muse have kind of just said that they're just going to stick with Sue and Moa as like the main members for now.
Yeah.
So... who knows? I mean,
Baka Oshi says, yeah, true, need to regain the balance. I do feel like the one main singer and 3 girl format. See, I feel like the 3 girl format is kind of where it's at. even if they had a different member, I feel like people would be more accepting as long as it fit their general idea and concept of how Baby Metal looked on stage. I think people that, and can we get rid of those outfits? Does anyone else not like the new outfits?
Oh my god, those things are atrocious.
But
I mean, that's just
the outfits are like I'm pretty sure they're just, you know.
I know it's supposed to be the dark side and all. I'm not ragging on it, but I'm just saying that they're really plain. Like the camis and the Baby Metal girls, they all blend in. Like they blend into the background. Like, yeah, they don't. You need something to make the girls pop from like the backdrop. Backdrop's black. Their outfits.
It's also
black.
hard. It's hard to like distinguish
who's
everyone.
Who. Yeah, and they aged Sue really badly with that headdress thing and the makeup. Like, she's not that.
Yeah,
old.
I don't think the makeup isn't very flattering.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I like we've all been big fans of Baby Metal for a long time. Like we've been listening to them for a long time, and we've had various different opinions of Baby Metal throughout.
I'm just tired of the bullshit, man. It's like I like the lore and stuff was kind of cool
at first
to start with, but now I'm just like, yeah, cool, great, like giant burning ring of fire in the sky, cool. Like, can I get an album or something? I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to talk about the song now, or do we want to?
Nah, we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll talk. We are getting onto the song a bit later. All I can say is that I think I feel like for most people, it's going to be a sad thing, especially for people who are big Yui fans. I also feel bad for anyone who got into Baby Metal but isn't an iDOL fan and they've never had to experience a graduation before, because it is kind of shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's not a great feeling when someone you like in a group leaves.
Yeah, I mean, like you do kind of get used to it, for better or worse, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, all I can say is at least the whole of Baby Metal didn't get graduated as a whole, and then they just brought in a whole new trio, because that shit happens. That shit happens. Maybe not to Baby Metal, but it does happen. Yeah.
They could have also just, like, you know, they could have just called it quits on the group, although it makes too much money, so I don't think there's ever going to be a danger of that happening unless Sue leaves, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like they might struggle then. I'm not saying Moa's not a good singer, like solo. She probably has a pretty... She has a better voice than what I think that they give her credit
Terry,
for.
Like, we can... You know, we can be nice about it as much as we want, but like if Sue leaves, that's like...
that would be the end. It would just be
it.
I feel like the majority of the fandom would probably bounce at that point. Yeah, especially
who would even want that job?
Yeah,
you have to follow that.
Let's have a look. What's chat saying? Because this is all interesting. It seems like most people who were against it before are for it now because they want the old free girl format.
Talking about the backup dance.
Yeah, of course. Someone said, doesn't the new member's face appear at the end of the video? I'm going to be honest, I watched the video and it was kind of boring. And I kind of went to the comment section because that was infinitely more interesting than the video.
I didn't really get the video. It just seemed like it was a bunch of kind of like cool shots, I guess.
Yeah. Was there actually any members? Is that what we're talking about?
I think they showed up at the end. But the rest of the video was just like, I guess it's the characters from the graphic novel.
The graphic novel.
It kind of made me.
They're supposedly the characters in graphic novels aren't actually the girls. They're just some kind of avatar type things. Yeah. I don't know.
Let's have a look. What else everyone's saying here? So it looks like two faces. The video was
big Baby
awful.
Metal fans in chat saying they didn't watch or didn't enjoy the video. That's pretty.
Yeah, like you guys are the fans, isn't it? And if you guys feel like it's boring, then what are other people gonna think? Wasn't the people in the video muscle metal? I don't think they were calling it around. Didn't need to see the video again. Didn't really finish it. Apparently, someone on Twitter posted screenshots of the faces at the end. That'd be interesting to see whether or not it is just Sue and Moa. iDOL fans will take Yui leaving better than Metal fans. Yeah, I think.
That seems to be what's happening, because it's definitely not iDOL fans that are up in my Twitter mentions creating hell about what I said the other day.
Yeah, pretty much. But I feel like this has been a good little talk segment, actually, especially with you guys.
There's
piping in the hot comments, I guess.
There's not much more we can say because like they're obviously not going to say why she left.
Yeah, the thing is,
unless it comes out later, maybe from her, because they did say that she is most likely going to stay in the entertainment business, so she's going to appear somewhere at an as yet undetermined point in time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting, especially with people in chat. I feel like everyone's kind of the same opinion that, you know, yeah, it kind of sucks. Yeah, we kind of want it, you know, to go back to be, you know, the kind of free girl format. Yeah, the music we'll talk about in a bit. The music we can get onto because, you know, we all have our own opinions of the new songs in general, which would be interesting to talk about with you guys as well. But we'll get onto that in a bit. Yeah, if anyone's got a link for the pictures of the thing, just send it to us at All Idol Podcast. Just post it to us on Twitter and we can have a look a bit later, which will be interesting. Anything you guys want to hit us up with on at All Idol Podcast on Twitter, do that. That's awesome. We can have a look at that stuff. What was up next? Are we moving on to releases?
Chat asks, is this the best time to sell UE merchandise?
Not if you want to make any money.
You probably should have sold it like a year ago, if I'm being brutally honest. But it's, you know, you'll probably get some money at this point.
Maybe, depending on who's looking to buy, because it seems, at least with a lot of Japanese fans, if something like this happens with, say, a different idol group,
yeah,
people just go off the deep end and just like sell everything
I'm not
they have
lie.
If their member leaves.
I have picked up quite a few like signed and like normal bits that I wouldn't be able to get otherwise because someone's left the group. On the super cheap. Like, I'm basically capitalizing on someone else's pain, and I feel bad, but at the same time I'm like, hey, they don't want it anymore. I still really love this group.
Capitalism in action.
I kind of want to buy it and I'll buy it. Yeah, I feel bad, but at the same point, like, I don't know.
I mean, at least the person's getting money out of it, right?
True. And I'm getting something I enjoy, yeah, because I still like them. Yeah, that's a good point.
There you go, you know? Silver linings.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Baby Metal have in terms for a silver lining for them, whether or not we'll see any further announcements or anything. Again, yeah, their pain is your gain. Shrugs, kind of. What are we up to? We're on to releases. What have we got for releases this week?
Just a couple of things, not too much.
So up first, we have Yanakoto Sotomute with their... Well, it's interesting. They posted about it about a week ago, and they're basically doing this thing whereby they are doing 3 EPs. They're releasing 3 EPs, and they're releasing them over a course of 3 months. So as you've guessed it, it's probably 1 EP a month. So on the 19th of October, they released the first EP, which is called Humoresque, which is a word that I've never actually used, but I was like, okay, that's a word, cool, which is called Humoresque, Humoresque 1. And it contains 3 songs, which are Stain. How do you pronounce that second one? Uranus?
I would say Uranus.
Yeah, I feel like that's reference to like some sort of like cosmic or space thing. I don't know. It feels kind of Latin-y, spacey.
It's not like
Uranus. It's not. Yeah. Uranus. I mean, it could be.
It could be.
It
kind of looks like it might be.
First we've got Starlight, and now we've got Uranus. Okay, cool. And then the last song is Nostalgia. Yeah, so that's pretty much out. You can go listen to that right now, I think, on either Spotify, Ototoy. It's everywhere. Great. iTunes, wherever your place of online streaming is, you can go and find that. They'll have another one coming out in November, which will probably be Humoresque 2, I guess. And then a third one coming out in December. So fans of Yanamute are pretty much spoiled over these...
You're getting a second album.
Pretty much,
year,
yeah.
Basically.
Lexicon Devil says really dig. Hopefully that is Uranus and not, otherwise it says really dig Uranus.
Wouldn't it be Uranus?
Uranus? It might be. But yeah, that is my my pick song from this first EP. Personally myself, it's amazing. That song is so good. It really kind of bottles everything they did in like the first and second album from like the more high intensity tracks and just pretty much ups it, like technicality wise. Like, yeah, it's really, really good. I don't want to completely gush about it, but yeah, it's a really, really, really good release. You've listened to it, haven't you, Gary, a bunch of times, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a review for it at some point.
So Gary's keeping his cards close to his chest, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm in agreement that the second track is pretty much the best from the release, in my opinion.
The one that I didn't... Not I didn't appreciate, but it was like the weakest track for me at first was Stain, but then I've actually gone back and listened to it a lot more now, and I actually really like Stain. It's quite funny how Jan and Mute do that. You kind of listen to it at first and I was like, and then I went back and listened again and I was like, no, okay. I think it's kind of like Uranus or Uranus or whatever, and then Stain and Nostalgia are kind of side by side for me. Maybe more Nostalgia still a little bit better for me, more maybe my taste in music, but yeah, it's like a 3-track EP that is strong. That is very, very strong. Musically, instrumentally, top notch. Vocal wise, it pretty much sounds like a best case live scenario. It's like they've done like a live take of them singing and just pretty much got it as good as they could have got it live, and then pretty much just bit of compression, bit of reverb so it fits on the song. Boom, there you go. Like, it does not sound super studio clean, but it sounds perfect for the style of music that they do, and it really holds a lot of the emotion and the way that they sing in, which is a vocal kind of style and a recording style that I kind of wish that more groups would try. I'm trying to think of other groups that kind of have a more raw vocal style. So is Oyasumi Hologram. They have quite a raw vocal style. They're not normally too oversheened, I guess would be the word. Yeah. I'm sure there's some other groups as well. I know some groups definitely need a bit more studio polish, especially with, their genre type. But I think for Jan and Mute it works. So yeah, the only thing I can think of is if you guys are excited for this and if we actually are expecting this to... Because there's no physical release. I forgot to mention this.
Yet.
So it's only digital. So I'm expecting them maybe to squish this all together at the end and maybe make a physical release. Because I know a lot of you guys are obviously iDOL fans, and us in general are big fans of, like, physical objects, like CDs, that sort of stuff. And I know a lot of people probably picked up the last album, which was Mirrors, so I'll be interested to pick this up as well physically if it does arrive, but we probably won't know until the end of December, maybe January.
Nah, it will be a little New Year.
Yeah, probably January. Don't they have a big show in January or something like that? I can't remember. They've got like... Yeah,
they've got a one-man coming up.
There you go.
Third one-man.
So yeah, if you're a big fan of Jan and Mute, then be hyped because you've got plenty more Jan and Mute songs coming for you. And if you're not, then honestly, you should go and check them out. Because I think you'll enjoy them. If you're a fan of good music and good vocals, then Jan and Mute kind of defy the expectations of what you expect from an iDOL group a little bit, in my opinion. Yeah, they're good. Go check them out. I'll shut up about them now. What else have we got? Are we doing... Do we want to do Starlight now, or do we want to do it in song previews?
We'll just roll it together.
Yeah, we'll do it in song previews.
Well, we're going into song previews anyway, so let's just talk about it now. So, yeah. Baby Metal put out Starlight the other day as it's a digital single, I guess, technically.
Yeah, it's a digital single, yeah.
iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Deezer, Napster, LimeWire, all these places.
LimeWire. How many viruses did you just get from saying that word? I feel like my computer was about to blue screen, Gary. How could you do this to me?
Yeah, so it came out. What do we think? Guys in chat, let us know too what you thought of the song.
Of Starlight?
I think it's passable.
I feel like Starlight, I enjoyed it a lot more than I did Distortion, because I felt like it kind of goes somewhere, I guess. The only problem is that it still has the male harsh vocal on it, which kind of confuses me to a certain extent. On their
Yeah, that
older
was a
songs,
little weird.
on their older songs, it was there, and it didn't used to bother me as much. But now I listen to a lot of groups with people that actually can do the harsh vocals, hearing it piped in, kind of like piped in applause, but instead it's piped in, piped in harsh vocals from like some random guy. It's kind of weird. What's chat saying? Not a.
It's a spectrum in chat.
I like. We're all on the spectrum here. Don't worry. I like Starlight. It's better than the last single they put out. At least, yeah, I would agree that it's. I prefer it to Distortion. The song was good.
I like the genty kind of instrumental.
I feel like the genty thing's been really kind of Marmite for people. Some people have like really liked it. Some people despise it. But I feel like gent, however you want to say it, I feel like as a genre is a bit like that. Gent's supposed to be like, a progressive form of metal. So, if it's progressive, then yeah, there you go. Someone says gent sucks, so there you go. So like, it's difficult. Some people like gent, some people don't. I quite like it's something that I hadn't heard in a baby metal song before, and I felt like it added something a bit different. None of their stuff is close to anything else they've done. The best of the new songs since is an instrumental. Oh, In the Name Of? That was the thing that it's In the Name Of, isn't it?
It's not just
the one with like the tribal drums and the... Yeah, I don't know. That had a bunch of like male harsh vocals as well, so I wasn't too keen.
I thought the vocals on this new song were kind of boring, in all honesty.
I didn't mind the chorus.
Just like,
I kind of like.
I just thought it was kind of flat all the way through.
I didn't mind the verse. The verse is the do 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 do. I liked the fact that there was a bit of like tempo change in the vocals. It wasn't completely like, I don't know. It kind of felt like, how she sung on Syncopation, like kind of like that.
The song that like no one got to hear unless they bought the Japanese.
Oh yeah, pretty much so. But I'm sure everyone's listened to Syncopation by now.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that that's actually the best song on that album.
A lot of people said as a tribute to Mikio, it's fine. I wish I kind of
see them say that it was a tribute.
Yeah, I really would like them to come forward and just say that it's a tribute for Mikio. Because
it'd mess with the lore, though, right? I mean, you can't break kayfabe.
I guess, but like doing it as a tribute to him and then not saying it's a tribute is kind of like, underselling it. I don't understand.
A little bit.
It's kind of like underselling the song. Like it's kind of like you're having to read between the lines to see if that's actually what they're talking about. If they just came out and was like, "Look, this is a tribute to Mikio," because obviously people were saying, it could be a tribute to Yui now because Yui isn't in the group. So I was kind of like, is it a Yui tribute? Is it a Mikio tribute? But as usual, I'm not expecting Baby Metal to clarify or clear up anything at all because they never do.
It would be nice to know, though.
Yeah.
Because I think it's pretty cool if it is a tribute, man.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I did see some comments about people asking whether or not if it is a tribute song for him, whether money from it would be going towards his family or something like that, which I'm not quite sure of the implications of, and I don't know,
I don't think you have to give money to people to do a tribute song necessarily, but I mean, if it is a tribute song, it would be nice if
that's usually what ends up happening, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I
mean, if somebody makes a tribute to somebody, it's usually for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like, could you imagine if they had done the song and put it out as a digital signal and a single and said, all of the proceeds go towards, a tribute thing for Mikio and towards his family and that sort of stuff.
Face move.
That's a super baby face move, and I feel like a lot of people would really. I don't know if Amuse. I feel like Amuse could maybe use that kind of. That goodwill from fans from doing that right now.
Philanthropy is the new marketing strategy.
Yeah, pretty much. Someone said just make it a farewell to both. I mean, yeah, that's not bad. Someone said the mystery is part of their appeal. I feel like it was part of their appeal, but at this point it's just become frustrating.
A lot of people are kind of just like, oh, great, more lore.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So Baka said the other Cameo members actually did do a concert, but not Baby Metal. That doesn't surprise me. because I
think it's too real of a situation for the baby metal mythos to kind of
to deal with.
handle,
yeah,
for better or
yeah,
worse,
yeah.
I guess.
You know, like everyone else outside of, you know, the Kami band are their own separate entities, you know what I mean? They're not technically controlled by a muse. You know, they can go and do their own things. And obviously they decided to honour, you know, a friend, probably quite a close friend and someone that they've worked with for quite a while. I feel like Baby Metal probably honoured him in their own way, you know, going to the funeral and some other bits and bobs. Oh, here you go. So the concert and sold DVD. Oh, so the concert and the sold DVDs of the concert that they did was to raise funds for his wife and 2 girls. There you go.
That's really nice.
So that's really nice. I am very happy to hear that. And that was actually by the Kami band themselves. So you know, you can kind of see the difference between a muse.
They're doing another one in January
in his
on
birthday.
his birthday in his hometown.
Damn.
That's
okay,
really
that's cool.
man.
That's cool. Going to the funeral and other bits and bobs. I love the English language. Yeah. Sometimes I do forget, so I apologize if some of the things I say are a bit slang or like colloquial for our international listeners. Nah, I'm sure you guys will learn it. Don't worry. Eventually, if you guys ever come to London to see anything like iDOL or Baby Metal or anything, just listen to the podcast a few times, rock up to London, talk like me or Gary, and you'll be absolutely fine. Or John. John's just as bad too. Talk like John. John's picked up all the London lingo, haven't you, John?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's lying.
Get the London look.
Yeah, get the London look. What else have we got song preview wise?
Well, I don't feel like we talked about the song that much, but hey, you know, it's fine. Baby Metal have way better in my opinion, but you know.
John, what did you feel? That's the main thing.
Yeah, well, I already gave my opinions on that song. I thought it was kind of flat, and okay. Yeah, it I don't know. It just seems like a song they just put out there.
Lost a bit of the magic, I guess.
Yeah, they've had way better songs. So
I feel like they've had worse though as well now. So it's kind of like
you can't hit it out of the park every time, right?
Yeah, you can't hit it out of the park every time. But we'll see anyway. What else has come out this week? What else have we got out this week? What's taking your fancy?
We should have said this before we started this segment. There's like 13-ish music videos / song previews that came out since we did the last show. We're not going to talk about all of them, but at least on PC, if you go up into the top right corner, there's a little eye kind of icon. If you click that, you'll get the playlist.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do is we're just going to pick a couple that we thought were particularly like interested or we have something to say about and go through them like
yeah.
So I'll go first. Why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Gokigen Teikoku finally put out the music video for Kimi no Me Chikai no Yoru, which is a song from the Rap Kamen album that we've talked about on like 10 podcasts at this point.
Like 2 or 3 times, yeah. But we've actually got something to show for it now, I guess.
Album comes out on the 21st of November, if anyone wants to pick it up. So yeah, I really like the song, but I feel like the song is not what anyone's talking about. So if we can talk about the song first and then go into the thing where Terry's going to have a rant, that'd be great.
I'm not going to rant about the song, not at all. Like, I really, really like the song. I think it's interesting because I feel like depending on what people have listened to from Gokite before, they might have a skewed opinion of what they expect.
If you've only listened to HKYT, you're probably going to be really surprised by this song.
Yeah, if you've listened to the album and you've listened to the album for some time, you'd know that Gokite they've got some variety, right, Gary? You know, they like to vary their songs.
Shirahata likes a power ballad.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, probably because her voice is perfect for it. Pretty much, yeah.
It's like one of those kind of like one of those really melodic kind of rock songs, I guess, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
My brain's fried, guys.
It's more about the vocals, isn't it?
Yeah, my brain's fried, guys. I've written like 8 reviews in the past 2 weeks, so I'm tapped on creative ways to describe songs at this point, just to let you know. Yeah, it's like the vocals are the star of the show. But it's a really catchy song, man. It's like, you know, Shirahata just, I don't know. I don't think she can produce a bad song. It doesn't feel like.
As of yet, nah. They have some really, really good stuff that I really enjoy. Last album I really enjoyed. The last 3 singles I think they put out, I really enjoyed. So yeah, but was it Summer Pantsu, something Capriccio, and
Uretai, Capriccio, and Ego Search.
Yeah, Block. That's right, Ego Search and Block, yeah. Which 2 of those I think we're expecting them on the album. 2 of those songs, 2 or 3 of those songs. I think
they're all on the album.
Yeah, it would make sense. You know.
And this song is too. We don't really show music videos anymore because, you know, YouTube.
Yeah.
I like you guys to be able to actually see the podcast video instead of having it blocked worldwide, so we're not going to show any videos.
Yeah, unfortunately not. I mean, before watching things back was pretty cool, but I'd prefer if you guys would actually be able to, well, maybe not you guys personally, because you guys are all here live watching it with us. Thank you for that, of course. So as you guys probably don't need to rewatch it unless it was that hilarious or you want to reshow someone something controversial or something that you agree with to other people, which is cool. Please do that. But obviously then you guys probably won't be watching it back. It will be other people that watch the VOD. Usually other people that, you know, can't make the live stream because of various things. Usually their time zone being inconvenient or, you know, having a life, I guess, would be the real thing. But who knows? Well, John, you've missed the last 2 podcasts, so don't you be laughing because you haven't been here either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man, Ethan was on here when it was like 5 a.m. in Japan. What's your excuse?
It was good for Ethan. He's a go-getter. I'm lazy.
So, like, what did you guys think of the song?
I really, really like the song. I feel like their songwriting's really good. They always have really good little bridge bits that go into the chorus.
Yeah.
And they also normally have good parts in the middle where it kind of like you know, when you get your second chorus and then usually you'll get a verse, but instead it'll be something different, like a proper bridge that will normally lead back into an end chorus, basic song structure. But they normally do it very interestingly. Like, you can normally guess how their song will be set out roughly, but then they kind of do it in a way that is really interesting, which is something that I've always kind of praised Gokite for doing. They also, the whole kind of bridge thing before the chorus, some groups do it a lot, but don't do it well. I feel like Gokite are one of the groups that do it really well. Like, when the chorus is coming, you get that little bit just before the chorus where you're like, oh, the chorus is coming, and then, you know, you're into the chorus and you're like, okay.
It's just like a slight shift in tempo.
Yeah, tempo or tone
structure,
or something, yeah. That kind of lets you know that the chorus is coming, as opposed to, you know, you get some songs where it's like super heavy and then there's literally like at the drop of a hat, or literally you just get a, and then that's it. Like, it's like idly chorus and then bow back to like metal. Like, there isn't like a good thing that takes it into the chorus. It's literally just chop change.
There's no transition.
There's no smooth transition. There's not a transition that's appealing or you know, pleasing to the ear. It's kind of quite abrupt. I mean, I listen to a lot of bands that have those kind of swift changes, so I'm kind of, I don't know what the word would be, used to it, I guess. We'll just go used to it. I guess my mind's burnt out as well. Desensitized from, you know, disconnected sound, I guess. Even if it's a bit disconnected, I can normally piece it together somehow, if overall the song's good. But Gokite don't need to worry about that because their songwriting's really good. But yeah, do you want me to talk about the video? Because the video is awesome. Like, apart from my issue with it aside.
I was waiting to hear John's opinion on the song.
Go on, John.
On the song? Yeah. You know, I don't listen to a lot of Gokite. I used to, back in the day when they first transitioned out of their old group. I don't know if anybody knows that they were that the group was a different name.
Ultimate Future Weapons movie.
Yeah, and it was more of a, you know, happy fun times, crowd participation type of deal going on with. I don't think they had any ballads back then. That's what I always remember. So this one was a little different for me because I don't listen to them a lot. So I thought it was good though. I mean, I enjoyed the song.
I feel like this is this album's I Need You. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's as good as I Need You. But
I wouldn't say it's as good as I Need You, but yeah, it's kind of like, it's the thing that fulfills that purpose in this album. Unless they've got something else on the album that's even better, which could fulfill that role. I don't know.
Well, there's one thing they definitely don't have on the album, Terry.
What? Oh, Nagi.
Nagi.
Setting me up for that one. Yeah, as sad as I am about that. As sad as I am about that, we talked about that on the podcast before. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's happened, whatever, that's fine. My only complaint was that Nagi's still in the MV in places, but her vocals aren't there and she doesn't have any solo shots. So I felt like they could have maybe worked a little bit harder just to completely eliminate her from the video. Because if you go to the comments of the MV, it's just people going, Nagi, 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 because she's still in the MV. They didn't quite cut her out well enough. So it felt a little bit half-assed in their like removal of her, a little bit. Let's see what everyone else in the chat is saying anyway. Someone said, I've never actually heard any studio material from them before. I've only seen them live. Well, shit, man. I mean, that's seeing them live is pretty much the best you're gonna get. So
it's not like a bad thing.
Yeah, not a bad thing. Someone said I enjoyed Summer Pantsu. I think we all enjoyed Summer Pantsu. Let's have a look. From Isan, we've got I think it's fair to say that this is I Need You Part 2. Still a good song. I mean, kind of. I don't know if the lyrics are about the same stuff, but yeah, it's kind of along in the same wheelhouse, I guess, of like song. Anyone else in chat listen to this yet? I don't know how big Gokite's like Western fan base is and who really listens.
Not very, I don't
Not
think.
very, no.
Despite my best efforts.
Yeah, people should give them a try, though. I mean, you might like them, you might not like them. You never know until you listen.
Do you know why it is? Because they don't have that many MVs. That's why. And I feel like a lot of people were reluctant to pick up a release without having pretty much heard the majority of the album beforehand.
It's on Spotify for free, though.
Oh, that's a good point. But I feel like a lot of people don't look at Spotify or don't expect a lot of stuff to be on Spotify. Everyone said, I keep forgetting about Gokite. It's blasphemy, but I forgive you. Don't worry. Go and check them out. They're awesome. I've seen them live once or twice. Poliosis said they're fun. Indeed. I'm not surprised that you've seen them, Poliosis, but not much interest otherwise. Yeah, I don't imagine that they'd kind of be your thing, knowing kind of what kind of groups and stuff you'd be into, but you've seen them live, at least they're fun, so you can't go with that. Haven't heard it but need to. I do have them in my YouTube subs though. Yeah, they do like daily videos and that sort of stuff.
It's not quite daily, it's like twice or three times
twice or 3 times a week. Yeah, I agree that they should have tried harder to remove Nagi from the MV. Yeah,
they'd have had to have reshot that entire performance bit.
I disagree. As someone who's edited music videos before, I feel like they could have just cropped and panned her out a bit better, personally. But then if they...
but they'd have cropped out the guitarist on that side as well.
Oh, fuck the guitarist. This is not even a real band anyway. Who cares?
I'm sure they are a real band.
Oh, no, I meant they play the instruments, but you know. Loser said, I don't use Spotify.
Maybe you should.
I mean, why not? It's free and you can go and listen to a bunch of stuff.
There's like a ton of stuff on there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I feel like Spotify is good for someone who is really interested in a release and wants to pick it up physically, but isn't sure. So they need somewhere, like, it's either that or you're going to go to the rental sites and you're going to go and pirate it. Let's be honest. It's either that or Spotify, and it's kind of the lesser of two evils. Or you can go to iTunes or whatever. But, you know, Apple is the devil to a lot of people, so they might not want to go to iTunes. I understand that. But, you know...
I think it's even on YouTube Music if you've got a subscription for that.
Oh, damn. Is it?
I guess you'd have to have a subscription.
Kingpin said lots of groups are on Spotify if you dig around a bit. They are indeed. You'd be surprised how many idol groups are actually on Spotify. It's pretty funny.
Spotify is making a massive push into Japan right now.
So expect to see a lot more idol groups moving onto Spotify. Moondoggy said Spotify isn't as bad as try before you buy or listen when you can't afford and be bothered to buy the physical release. Yeah, pretty much. What else have we got out? Let's see what else came out this week. My little thing is actually up on the screen right now, and that is Suzu Hinata, or however you'll know her as the Luna Bell. And she is the person who put out the what's the name of the song? Her last one, the
Ghost Party on Christmas.
Yeah,
night.
Ghost Party on Christmas night, and this time
is this iDOL though? Chat, let me know.
She's come back with another festive frolic tune for us, I guess, in the form of Happy Halloween Tonight. This song's really, really fun. I really, really like it. The main bit was me and John kind of like listening to it earlier, and me and John just like singing along to the meow meow and bow wow bit, because it's like, it's ridiculous. The lyrics are ridiculous in places.
They are ridiculous.
Especially with the way she sings it, but it's super fun. I kind of said that it's almost kind of theatrical in that you could see it kind of going in like, what was the film that we said? It was what's the name of the film? Oh crap, my mind's good. It's that Halloween on Christmas one, you know.
Oh, yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas, yeah. I always feel like her kind of like image and her sound, it really feels like it's something borrowed from that, you know.
It's very Tim Burton-ish.
Yeah. It's Tim Burton core is the new. It's another genre that we've made up now.
She should hang out with Danny Elfman, right?
Yeah,
they could work together.
Well, I don't know. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Suzu Hinata, also known as the Lunar Bell. She's in the top right. You can click on it. It's a lyric video. Yeah, she's got some good things about her as well as her music, but we won't talk about those. Yeah, I just thought it was fun. It's a funny song. It's interesting. Yeah, go and check it out. She'd fit in right. What did someone say? She'd fit right in with Elfman and the rest. Two good things. Moondoggy behave. Right. What's up next? What did you enjoy this week, John? That's the question.
I like Biss because I always like Biss. Bit of a fanboy, but this song, Against the Pain, I think is really good. Especially, a lot of people are cheering on Biss second for this tune, but I like first.
Nah.
I think the vocals were a little more powerful for first.
Do you know what's funny? Last time I liked Biss first, but this time I think I like B's second, which is weird because Goji's still like my favorite pretty much, and she's in B's first, but I kind of like the B's second version this time. I just like them getting run over by the truck. It's just too much funny.
I think if you take the MV out of it, I mean, you just gotta go at it like that.
That's interesting. You say that actually.
Nah.
Still second.
I think second has more personality.
I don't think there was enough song to go around.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. They definitely wouldn't be enough song to go around if they kind of stuck them all back together, though.
There wouldn't be enough stage to go around either.
I mean, yeah, Gang Parade's already struggling. I couldn't imagine the whole
those
of
Tower Records in-store lives. I mean, Mura Panaku already like tore her ankle up or something. So.
Yeah. Let's see what chat's saying. Beast was a huge note for me. Sad times. Yeah. Beast second for the win. The lovely Beast fits. But I'm surprised they have it. Have they had a Beast fits T-shirt yet? Is that
no?
Pickering
had a theme shirt.
Have they had a Beast fits?
All you people that have come around in the past few years, get off my damn lawn. They already did a Beast fits T-shirt for the original lineup.
Oh, yeah. Like old.
Get off my lawn, you stupid kids.
Couldn't even finish the Biss first video. Sad times. I like it second more in general than first. B second. Beast.
That's a good name for us. I rate that for the name of a song or an album.
What, Beast Charge?
Yeah.
That it's like it's just grim enough, but it's still like
I rate that.
It's I agree. Or can they not make a song like Limp Bizkit or something like that? I feel like all these homages they could do. Well, we call them rip-offs or parodies or whatever, but they like to say homage. So if they could homage any of these cringy things, that'd be great.
No, it's a tribute.
Those are the tribute. Yeah. Forget about that. Those were the best shirts. Yeah, indeed. There's plenty more song previews that I'd suggest you all go and check out. Now, I'll pretty much have you all caught up since the last podcast. I feel like we should probably do it like this from now on for song previews, where we pretty much just put everything in the list, talk about what we find personally interesting, and just get everyone else to give us their opinions on stuff if they want to go check it.
Was there any other ones that we thought were kind of... Yeah, we kind of talked about Baby Metal already.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. I don't like chat. Feel free to just obliterate me, but I did not like the instrumental on the new Lady Baby song. Wasn't really doing much for me.
I didn't mind the song. I didn't mind the song.
That Black Nazarene official fake song, I thought that started out pretty interesting, but then I don't know, just it didn't go where I thought it was going to go. Story of my life.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the instrumentals and like the image always looks like it's going to be harder than it is with Black Nazarene. Like you hear "Fug X Kawaii," as much as that phrase makes me want to, you know, put a pencil in my nose and slam my head on the desk.
Joker,
it never like really fits with what they actually do on stage. It definitely seems like one of those kind of gimmicky tag things where it's like, yeah, we're this or we're that, and it's like,
oh boys, what about Billy Idol?
Oh, well, this was kind of divisive as well. A lot of people in group.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. Like,
yeah, Poliosis has a good point. He said Billy Idol slide, but no. I thought that said boys love talk for a second. I was like, that's definitely not something we cover here, unfortunately.
Billy Idol put out a music video for their song "Every Day," which is on their new album, which is called "Not Idol." Right?
Yeah,
Not Idol.
Yeah,
that releases on the 7th of November. I'm kind of confused as to why this was so divisive.
Some people felt like it sounded like Billy Idol. Some people said it was a complete like divergence from what they usually do. I mean, I'm sure it probably confused a lot of people just because it wasn't a green screen video, to be honest with you.
But like the thing is, though, it's like they've changed up their sound from album to album.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Is it the second album? It's like Bebop.
Yeah.
2-2 or whatever it's called. Like that was like that entire album was a like homage or love letter to like 1970s like pop music and stuff.
But they've always kind of had an undertone of like that 80s sound, haven't they?
Yeah.
And this song doesn't so much have that. I think that might be part of it.
Yeah. Let's see what chat's saying. It's different, not bad, need to get used to it. It's a snoozer. It's definitely not that
harsh.
It's not a high energy song, but it's cheerful. Polo said what group is in the pink, green and blue outfits? That's Berry.
Yeah, that's Berry.
Yeah. That's Berry. They put out an MV for Spectrum. Yeah. Purple, blue and green. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a Berry.
As boring as their usual work, but the singing seems a little better. Maybe that's because Prelude's in the group now. Who knows? That might be why you think it sounds a bit better. I didn't feel like she did too much.
Yeah, I didn't feel like she had that much of an impact on it. I
think she's got her feet up in like the little like umbrella drink now. She's like, oh, I've done my work. I'm going to coast by on this.
Lexicon Devil says Spectrum by Berry, by the way. I'm just going to put that in brackets so people know who we're talking about. Spectrum doesn't quite have the same energy as Strange Days, but I really like it. Yeah, I felt like the production style on Spectrum is a bit different from Strange Days. Strange Days definitely sounds a lot more produced, whereas Spectrum seems like it's almost like a kind of like live recording. It's not super over just regular. It's Berry spelt like B-U-R-Y, like burying someone. Yeah.
Not B-E-R-R.
Yeah, so I don't know if you'd say Berry or Booty, or depending on how you'd say it. But from what I could say, it's Berry. But yeah,
that's Abandoned is the green and pinkish.
Oh,
skirts.
The pinkish and green. Yeah, it's Abandoned. Yeah. What else we got? So that was Abandoned. Eason said Billy Idol just did Every Day's live for I think the first time yesterday in Osaka.
My bad.
Every Day's.
I accidentally did a letter when I translated it.
It's okay. It's not the worst mistranslation we've ever done, so it's okay.
But yeah, so there was some interesting stuff that came out.
Yeah.
It's a shame that like all the really super interesting things are coming out while we're away, but
yeah.
I guess maybe that's good for us.
It means that unfortunately we won't be able to chat about them with you guys unless we manage to do
not live anyway.
At least not live, but we'll probably be seeing them live for the most part. So what's this? I like the idea behind the Billy Idol video if the randoms joining them was natural and not scripted. I mean, good luck getting Japanese people to do a natural flash mob. That's all I can say on that one. The Envy isn't the full song. Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
It does cut off.
That's interesting.
But yeah, so
That's pretty much about it for previews. Previews releases.
go look at the playlist, guys. It's all in there.
Yeah, let us know what you enjoyed on the Twitter.
There's even a couple of things that we didn't mention.
Yeah. Well, we still got a while left of the show. We'll be here for as long as you guys will have us, and until UFC starts and Gary disappears.
There's no UFC.
Oh, there's no UFC? Oh, okay, then we're safe.
I'm very sad.
Very sad. So we can move on to John's bit if you want. John, you up for this? Are you awake? Are you ready?
I am here.
Did you have
Not too drunk.
that beer and the coffee that you said you was going to get?
I haven't even opened the beer yet. So.
You might want to crack one open for this one.
Bro.
Yeah.
Maybe I will crack one open right now. It's a Coors, guys. It's a
open it.
Today
open it next to the mic, bro. Just
Oh yeah.
Give us
I can't hold the button and open the beer.
What Terry didn't mention his Shingeki crushes. I don't. It's a Shingeki song. It's a bit of a trip. Go and check them out. They're everywhere as usual.
I like the one where they were walking around Akiba the most. That's my favorite.
Yeah, they seem to be all good friends. Normally I expected Billy Idol MVs to have a budget of approximately 5 pennies and a paperclip.
This one did. It had the whole stationary camera and just people walking towards it.
It's quite time consuming to like chroma key a green screen properly, guys. Come on,
it's true.
give that per editor some credit.
But yeah, John, are you ready for your quick rundown of the Necroma Portland show?
Sure, yeah. We can just crack through this real quick,
So
refresh our memory, John.
Yeah.
What was it all about?
Well, it was the HP Lovecraft Film Festival for starters. So they were just coming over as a guest of the festival because I found out the apparently, let me get this right here. I think either Ricky or Derek contacted the festival.
Okay.
And the festival organizers looked into them and said, yes, let's do this.
It's nice when that happens.
Yeah.
It's a husband and wife that run the festival, and the husband became like an instant fan and like bought everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like immediately.
Good looking
he was really into it.
Before John gets too into it, can we get a show of hands maybe in the chat who, if anyone actually was at there? I see one person already that said I was there. Epic events. I'm sure there's probably a few more people in the chat that might have been
guys,
there.
if you went, like, let us know like what you thought about it, or like if you got a story or something. Yeah, just leave it in the chat.
Leave it in the chat and we'll check it out.
Talking here.
But yeah, they opened up the show. They opened up the festival.
Mm-hmm.
They were like the first thing that happened at the festival.
Kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, they did 2 songs, Skulls in the Stars, and I can't remember the other one. I'm sorry. I didn't prepare for this. But yeah, it was good. Gave everybody a little bit of a taste. I mean, the auditorium was full, so that was good. Then they jetted over to the Lovecraft bar, which was about 3 miles away.
Okay.
And
it was 3 miles away. I didn't think it was that far.
Yeah, we had to catch a lift over there.
Okay.
So, and they did a full set there, and that venue is small.
Oh, you mean the Lovecraft bar?
The Lovecraft bar is small. I think maximum capacity, if everybody was crushed in there, would be maybe 100 people.
Damn.
If everybody was like shoehorned in there and packed tight.
That is pretty.
From the pictures, the stage looks pretty sick though. Like the decorations.
The decorations.
There's
yeah,
like
the whole place is decked out crazy.
There's like a giant Cthulhu mounted on the wall and
it's
everything.
Fucking mad.
It's sick.
It's pretty much like the realization of everything that Necroma sing about being like stuck into a venue. Like, it's pretty much like the perfect place for them to perform, apart from the tiny stage.
Yeah, and I mean, if Hina would have been able to come, they would not have been able to perform there. There wouldn't have been enough room.
She would have just danced on the floor in front of the stage by herself.
Yeah. And I mean, and there was some crowd participation. It was, and I mean, Necroma fans were not plentiful. I mean, maybe there was 6 or 7 of us.
Oh, you mean like
8
actually people who went
in
for
total.
Necroma, you mean?
Or who actually knew who they were previous. Everybody else, I think, was just Lovecraft bar people.
I guess it was maybe just a little too quick of a turnaround after they'd like just been to the West Coast a month or so previously.
It's possible. I mean, the Portland show last December was the turnout wasn't stellar.
Yeah,
but the crazy thing
there was only
is,
like 30 people.
The crazy thing is the turnout to actually watch them at the festival, and the bar thing was really good though, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the bar, I think there was maybe 40 or 50 people, which is pretty good, especially for the venue size.
If you think about the fact that you said there was only probably like 7 to 8 fans, that's like 30 to 40 new people that had no idea about Necroma but went and watched them because they performed 2 songs at that festival. Like in terms of like numbers of generating new fans, that's pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah, and I mean all the vinyl they brought with them sold out at that bar show. They sold every single record because Portland.
Hipsters.
Yeah. So what sorts of people like were turning up to the event and stuff? Was it more like just like people who liked Cthulhu stuff, or was it like metalheads? Or
at the bar or at the actual festival itself?
Both. Like from your experience, what do you think?
At the bar, I think it was the like usual crowd that shows up at the Lovecraft bar, which is kind of gothy, horror-centric metal types.
So I mean, pretty much perfect people to probably be exposed to Necro in some form.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and everybody was really into it. I mean, they were having a really good time. At the second night of the festival on Saturday, the show they did, I mean, the auditorium was, I think, almost completely full. And it holds, I think the organizer said 350 people.
Okay.
So, and it was a seated crowd, which was kind of weird. But
yeah, I mean, auditorium seated, it makes sense, I guess.
They've done it before. I mean, they did that museum show in
Man,
Paris,
that museum show was huge, though, wasn't it? In France.
Yeah, but it was kind of like that. And the cool thing about this show was on the movie screen behind them had all the lyrics translated.
I feel like that really helped sell them. Myself.
Yeah. So you could really see just how Lovecraft these
songs
were. And I think they specifically picked the absolute songs. They have some songs that aren't so Lovecraft.
Yeah.
So they picked all the Lovecraft songs,
so people could enjoy the references in the songs and that sort of stuff. I feel like that's really cool.
Yep, and the Checky was kind of crazy.
a lot of people.
The night at the Lovecraft bar, I mean, the Checky line was fine. I mean, a lot of people watched the show and then hit the road.
Was there? How did? Yeah. I was gonna say, like, what was it like? Did people have to like tell people that they could stick around and do that sort of thing, or was there someone kind of like being like, hey, if you want to get a photo with them or meet them, like you can after the show? I feel like that's, especially at shows with people who don't know that, maybe that's something that people should,
Yeah, I think it was kind of a word of mouth through the crowd during the show.
Right. Yeah, I would expect maybe like Ricky or someone else to be like, hey, after the show, we're a Japanese group, we do something called blah blah blah. You can come and meet the girls and get a checky if you want, a Polaroid photo, to commemorate, the event or whatever. Hopefully we'll see a few of you there or whatever, because announcement before the show if possible. Yeah. Polo has said
Yeah, because like people wouldn't know otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it went pretty good. They didn't plan on doing group checky, but they kind of got bullied into it. Me and a couple of other guys were like, I want to get a group checky. I want to check it with all of them.
I feel like for people first exposed to them, a group checky is the best. And I feel like once they get more into the group,
it's an easier sell.
It's an easier sell, yeah.
It's $10 for a picture with one of them.
Yeah, especially if you've only just seen them and you don't have an Oshi, or you don't even know what the concept of an Oshi is, or you just want to meet them as a whole.
It's not a difficult concept.
I mean, yeah, but
which one's your favorite?
Or you don't have any idea if how skilled in English they are. Are you going to be able to communicate
That's a good point.
All?
That's a very, very good point. Yeah.
Are you gonna stand there looking like a
are you gonna pick Okaki and go and have a conversation, or are you gonna pick Hina and stand there and be like, oh shit?
Well, you couldn't pick Hina.
Yeah, she wasn't there, but just speaking from experience, like you've definitely got your ends of the spectrum when it comes to how difficult or easy it would be for someone who has no Japanese in general. I think if you go to like Himari, Sari, or any of them, pretty much any of them apart from Hina now, you're pretty much going to be okay. As long as you don't...
Yeah, they've really been working on their English.
As long as you don't stand there and just talk to them in like full speed English without understanding that they need a second to, take it in and that sort of thing, then I think you'll be absolutely fine. You just got to, give them time, give you time, like understand that it's not their first language, and you'll be fine. Have fun with it.
Yeah. If you just go the caveman route, you'll be fine.
So what was it? What was Checky like outside of that bar show?
Checky at the festival was a little different. It was a little more explained. They said there's a meet and greet and you can get pictures taken with. They'd said that at the show.
Oh, so, yeah. Right. It seems like they'd learned from the night before, but like, damn, we better say something,
Yeah, and well, I mean, yeah, and all the merchandise was gone. I think they went back to Japan with like a T-shirt and a handful of CDs, and that's it.
Can we just point out that
sold.
Can we just point out that John's quite photogenic in Checkies? He actually looks he looks so sociable and like happy in Checkies, and then you talk to him and he's and jovial, yeah, and then you talk to him outside and he's like, God damn it. John's got his own like Checky persona. You're as bad as the idols, bro.
But yeah, people were they were lining up, they were looping. I mean, we had people that had never seen Necromo before. They did some loops. Damn. There was some folks getting group Checky. Yeah, it was. I think it was a really, really good experience for everybody all around. And the festival organizers said, come back anytime. They would love to have them back next year. Yeah. It was a really good impression they made. They did some panels too. They did a panel on horror in Japan.
Okay.
Primary Lovecraftian type horror, and I can't remember the fellow's name, but he writes Lovecraftian horror over there.
I'm sure someone in chat will fill us in. Is it Chiaki?
Yeah, that panel. Chiaki, yeah, that's it. That panel went pretty well. They answered a bunch of questions. I'm sure that a lot of people know that they weren't all, Lovecraft fans before they joined the group. But they've done a lot of reading.
Yeah, we saw that.
They've been doing a lot of studying.
So that's true.
Ricky got them like Lovecraft manga or whatever.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Let's have a look. So what's the chat saying quickly? So Butcher Babies have done Checkies this week in Germany, so it's not any idols. That's quite funny actually.
That's cool. That's actually kind of cool.
People are kind of taking on the Checky thing.
I hear VK does a lot of VK groups do Checky.
So Isan said, how many of the Japanese fans went? And Kingpin said, well, Lunatic Dawn was there. Lunatic Dawn's everywhere.
I saw two.
Two?
That you could... Yeah, they were hanging out. Lunatic Dawn was hanging out. I can't remember the other guy. He does have some videos up on YouTube, though. He filmed the Lovecraft Bar one because Lunatic wasn't there until Saturday.
Someone said VK does, Checky. Even the death metal ones, even the heavier VK groups seem to still do Checky. Well, do you know why? Because how much money could you make from like a pack of 20 Checky? It's like, did we say it was like 100% markup profit or something like that?
For 20 Checky, I think the film, it's like, I want to say it's like 1,500 yen-ish,
yeah,
depending on where you buy it.
Yeah.
So if you could charge 1,000 for each, that's like 20,000 you've made. So
Yeah.
It's pretty much, yeah. Just
You're printing
kinda
money.
ridiculous.
You're pretty much printing money. And all it is a bit of time to talk to someone and a few seconds to take a photo. And like that person gets an interaction that they really value and enjoy, and you know it's probably made their day. And the idols make a shitload of money and get to meet new people. Like that's why we always say why Checky is so important. But what did Moondoggy say? Where is it? They do check it because their fans are a horde of screaming young girls. Oh yeah. Oh, for VK bands. Oh, of course. Yeah. Of course.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
I thought you meant Necroma's fans were a bunch of screaming young girls. I was like,
not in my experience.
Yeah,
but
no.
Maybe.
Let's have a look.
But they at the festival there, they had a special, like they called it a breakout session.
Okay.
Which was available to 10 people. 5 VIP people and 5 3-day pass holders chosen by raffle. And I was lucky enough to get to go to that, and that was interesting because it was me and I can't remember the guy's name. I'm sorry if you're in the chat. He was a guy from Poland who lives in the Bay Area now. But me and him were the only people that were Necroma fans in there. So
Okay.
it was me and him and 8 people that were just festival goers.
That's
I
great.
bet that was interesting.
Well, him and I didn't ask any questions. It was an hour-long Q&A,
So you just
and we just let them ask all the
that's
questions.
interesting that you get to sit back and just see what kind of questions or blossoming fans would ask. Because, you know, we feel like we've asked them, you know, we've interviewed them a number of times now. So, like, yeah, asking them kind of questions gets difficult, especially with, you know, how many people have asked them stuff. Sometimes you're like, what shall I ask them? What kind of stuff did they ask, just out of curiosity?
Well, I got to find out that it takes Sari 2 hours to put on her makeup.
I can believe that, yeah.
Yeah, I had never thought to ask anything about it. I mean, they were really interested in the whole
like when
makeup thing.
you know, when women say like I'm putting my face on, like sorry, literally is putting a face on, like not.
And she was dead set on answering questions in English. I mean, I was like, wow, she's really improved in English because she would listen to the question and then she'd answer it like in English. And I'm like, what's this?
I mean, they have had a fair bit of practice due to the witching hour and stuff like that. So, you know,
It's also kind of just Sari's personality.
Do you remember when
the personality that she shows? Anyway.
Do you remember when we interviewed her at Camden and she
she
was like, I'm gonna do it in
stuck
English,
or
yeah.
whatever, yeah.
And she was like, come back to me, I'm gonna do it in English. And she kind of like sat there like racking her brain, like, you know, to think up
like
of something.
thinking pose.
Like it was pretty funny. And we were like, are you ready? She's like, yeah. She's like holding up the interview.
The questions were pretty, you know, in reality, mostly questions that have been asked in interviews and stuff. And a lot of Lovecraft stuff like, what's your favorite story and this and that, you know. They pretty much named the ones that they had read most recently, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's see what chat's saying anyway quickly. So let's have a look. That's a long username. I'm not gonna go for that. Is it bad if I want EO from Broken by the Scream to get really angry and to scream gutturals at me? Whatever floats your boat, man. That's all I can really say on that one.
I mean, like, it's 2018, man.
I mean,
you
can do worse than that, trust me. Poliosis says it helps having a native English speaker for a manager, and they got Derek as well. So, you know, I mean, you got Derek and Ricky, like, pretty much 2 staff members who have English. So, yeah, they always have something to practice with. You
have to wonder, though, do they? I mean, does Ricky talk to them in English ever?
No, he speaks to them in Japanese.
That's what I'm assuming.
I would assume that they'd only speak in English if they specifically requested him to talk to them in English.
Yeah.
But the difference between Ricky's Japanese persona and his American persona is fucking hilarious.
It is hilarious.
He'd be like, blah, 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 and he's like, oh, negashimasu, ho, 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 ho. Do you remember? Don't you remember he transitioned from his American laugh into the Japanese laugh? He's like, ha 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 ha, and he's like, ho 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 ho. I was like, what happened?
Terry's brain broke.
Yeah, pretty much. I just ended up on the floor laughing. But yeah, I love how Ricky kind of transitions between like the American and Japanese. It'd be quite interesting to see what the NECRONOMIDOLs are like as they kind of get better at, you know, English, and see whether or not they sound way different in the way that they talk. Apparently Okaki like cusses up a storm apparently, so it wouldn't surprise me. Let's have a look.
There was a question about the RPG, and there's the Call of Cthulhu RPG, and there was actually, that's really an interesting thing, because in Japan apparently there's two fandoms for Lovecraft stuff.
Okay.
The people that read the books,
yeah, and
the people that played the game.
Okay.
And they even pronounce Cthulhu differently.
Cthulhu.
Depending on, you know, it's translated one way and it's translated another way. You know, it's different pronunciations, which is
it was quite interesting, because I remember Lunatic Dawn saying that when he watched Witching Hour of them pronouncing it, even he didn't know how it was spelled in English or how it was properly pronounced. He was kind of like, if you spell it like that, there's no way he would have ever thought that that's how you pronounce it. With the way it's spelled in English, he's like, I would have never have got that from that. Like, I guess it's because you know, it's just a C at the beginning and then TH. For Japanese people, that means fuck all. That just must look like, you know, like if someone from like England looks at, say, like Russian language or, you know, like Polish, and there's a lot of X and Z's and Y's, and we just look at it and go, what? How do you even pronounce that? It must be for them when they see, you know, lots of.
I mean, to be fair,
I guess
there's like, it's not that there isn't a proper way to say it, it's just there's like a debate over what the proper way to say it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lovecraft even was kind of ambiguous, because it's, you know,
didn't he say that like the way it's supposed to be said is it like vocal tones that a human, like,
it's like unpronounced,
could never actually do.
That's such a baby metal lore move. Let's be honest. Like
he was the like originator of the baby metal model for lore.
Pretty much. Let's have a look. What so chat said, when I first got a checky with Sari, the first thing she told me the moment she saw was white was, I am studying English. What she meant was what she meant was come back later. It's just like, come back later once I'm good. Okaki told me English is hard. I told her Japanese is hard, and she agreed. She said the same thing back. Did anyone ask about the RPG Call of Cthulhu? Yeah, we just spoke about that. Luisa said Ricky teaches Sari English. She said, yeah, that's
yeah, because like she translates all the lyrics into Japanese for the song.
See, that's a good point, and I don't know if everyone knows that Ricky writes the lyrics in English, which is why you're always going to have English lyrics for Necro songs, and then normally he'll get Sari to help him, you know, transliterate the songs into Japanese.
I've heard it's gotten quite
heated between the two.
Yeah, that's one word.
Yeah.
Because like poor Sari's sitting there like trying to figure out how to like change this really kind of complex English lyric into understandable Japanese.
Yeah.
And well, apparently he talked about this a little bit, and apparently after he writes it in English and then they translate it, then the whole group gets together and says, well, we want to change this part.
Yeah.
We want to rephrase this.
I don't like how that sounds. Yeah.
So, you know, it's really a group effort.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of cool.
It's just interesting. Definitely interesting. Well,
I mean, they're the ones that have to sing it, right? So
yeah, exactly.
They kind of need to be at least somewhat okay with it.
Yeah, especially because I've always wondered, because of that's the way round that it's translated. I've always wondered if it makes super sense to the Japanese fans, and whether or not the Cthulhu kind of like influence and mythos really comes across in the lyrics, or whether or not it doesn't. I've always wondered.
It doesn't make sense to English people.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Well, and apparently the translations are super. I mean, it's hard to read the stuff in English for some people, and after it gets translated in Japanese, it's like ridiculously hard to read. But apparently they have simpler translations now. which are making it easier for people to get into it. But apparently the original translations were like ridiculous.
Paul said they should have Hanako-san do the translation. Then no human being on Earth would ever be able to read it apart from Hanako.
It'd all be written in like 16th century Japanese.
Yeah, and then
it'd be
like
all weird.
All Japanese words written in katakana just to like fuck with your mind and stuff like that. And then deaf substituting like every like she in like any word. Oh man, she is a chore to read her tweets, an absolute chore, but you kind of get there in the end. But that's pretty much it for Necro Portland. Cheers for giving us that round, but that actually worked out quite well, John. Yeah. Cheers for that.
And you know, if whenever they come back to the States, y'all should try and go see them. You know, it may be a little expensive to fly over there, a couple $100 or whatever, but yeah, it's worth it.
If you're on the East Coast, I mean.
Well, yeah, they are going to be on the East Coast here. What, next month?
In like 2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
Don't miss it.
Kingpin said going to Necroma in Philadelphia. So, yeah, it looks like we've got people in the chat that are going to go see Necroma. Just try and make sure that a bunch of you go and see Oyasumi and give them some love as well, please. Because they deserve it, and I feel like you guys will enjoy them live. So, make some noise for them, please.
Just before we go into the last segment of the show, I noticed there's some new people in chat. If you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, please consider subscribing. That would be much appreciated.
There is actually a bunch of new people in chat today, and a bunch of you really talkative as well, which I'm very happy about because
that's cool.
We actually wanted this podcast to be a lot more conversational. I feel bad for people at the VOD, but I'm trying to make sure that I read out the comments as much as possible so people can understand, you know, the back and forth here, which is interesting. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Right. Let's do this, Terry.
I don't think the last segment's going to last 3 minutes. It might be a bit longer than that, so we might overrun a bit today.
Did you write 3 minutes?
No. I just meant like it's like, you know, 11:27. Normally we'd finish about 11:30. But we've got more to talk about.
Quick.
As long as you guys are here and enjoying it and still talking to us, we'll carry on with the podcast and we'll end it soon. Let's see what people guys are saying. When they are doing Europe again, I'll be there for sure. I should have seen them in London or wherever. Just let them come back to Europe again. I feel like Necro will definitely be coming back to Europe at some point.
I'm not saying that they're definitely coming back, but I would be absolutely shocked if they don't come back.
With the turnout for the Europe tour that they did with Double Land and Screaming 60s. Yeah, UK tour. Sorry. UK tour. I would not be surprised if they definitely come back.
That almost 300 person paid crowd in London definitely did not go unnoticed.
Yeah, so let's have a look. So Camden and AnimeCon were a blast. Oh, you went to Camden and AnimeCon. Damn. Nice. I'm gonna make some noise. Hell yeah, Kingpin, please do. Let's have a look. Last idol group I saw was Baby Metal in 2014. Damn, you missed out on a lot. Since then, there's plenty of good stuff. If I've got a job by the next time, I'll go for sure. Hell yeah, man, you should go check that out. I have a friend in the Netherlands that saw them and got picked with Sari. Dope, man. Sari is really nice to meet. She's super cool, so definitely go and say hello to them all, for sure. So what exactly is this last segment? Because I guess I made it up. And the idea is...
we're just kind of bragging about how we're going to Japan in a week and how it's going to be awesome, I guess. That's kind of all this is.
A little bit. It's kind of like the humble brag section, but at the same time, we've got people in the chat that have been to Japan and go to Japan, or currently are in Japan, depending on who is here right now. And we just kind of wanted to run through what we're kind of planning for the trip, as well as I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. There's a bunch of you here, so that should be interesting.
You got slides for this segment, or am I going to keep flipping through here?
No, I do have slides. The main thing was, the first thing, you know, obviously we're pretty much I'm heading out in like 6 days or something like that. So that's...
I'm flying out a week on Monday.
Yeah. So we'll be there for Halloween, or I'll be there for Halloween weekend. So I wanted to start off with like a shows that we're excited for kind of section.
I mean, it's hopefully all going to be shows that we're going to. We're just trying to sort out. I think
most of these we've got tickets for. The first show is pretty much on the day that I get to Japan. So I get into Japan at like 7 a.m., which should be fun. I'm able to drop off my bag at my place, my Airbnb.
You're screwed if your flight gets even kind of delayed.
I mean, as long as I can get to where I'm staying by about 11, I can drop my bag in and I can head back and see out some of these. So this lineup is actually across 3 different venues on Halloween weekend. The lineup's stupid. So you pretty much, if you look at it and you know of them, you probably know most of the people on here. We've probably covered them at some point. It's across 3 venues. The venues are, well, they're about to roll up right here. So the venues are Shibuya Womb. How do you say that? Vunos and Milky Way. Of course, a lot of you have probably heard of Milky Way. So it's across 3 venues. I believe Womb and Vunos are like pretty much next to each other. Like Buenos. Thank you, Poliosis. Thank you. But then Milky Way is quite far away. And the groups will basically be spread out across the 3 venues all day. So I've reserved for it already. Isan in the chat is gonna be there. Isan said, "Come to see Juju and Gochasto with me." I want to for sure. Like I said, I need to go check in my bag around 11, and then head back out. So I'll probably miss the morning stuff. So if I miss Gochasto, sorry. But I'll pretty much. Hopefully I'll be around in the evening because, you know, I want to see Gokite, I want to see Necro. Juju, I'm sure Juju should be on in the evening. But yeah, pretty much this lineup's like stacked for Halloween weekend, well, Halloween Saturday. The Mistress, Toge Toge Odoro, who are like a really cheeky group that some of you might not have seen. Same with like Gochasto. I think I've done a reaction video for them before. Their song Love Emperor is like ridiculously catchy. Yeah, there's a bunch of good groups on there. I know there's some Rhineberry fans. Yanamute, for fuck's sake. Yanamute are on there. We've been talking about them today. Shingeki, whose name looks like an absolute jumble of kanji. It's pretty bad.
Hamida System is in there.
Hamida System. Where's Moondoggy when you need him to say Hamida System? Let's have a look. What's the chat saying? Come to see Juju and Gochu with me. Wow, what a lineup. Rhineberry indeed. I know, right? I need to try and see
People are
this.
just jealous.
Blah blah blah. I once got to Japan at 7 a.m. Hopped on a train to Fukushima. Slept not really over at someone's house. Hopped in a van back to Tokyo. Checked into my hostel and went to another gig. Fucking hell, that's definitely living the that's definitely living the road life right there. I slept like 2 hours and 3 days and only traveled to a gig. Right, what's up next? After this, I don't have a slide for it, but Zenbu Kimi no Seida have a Halloween show on the 29th, which I had kind of resigned myself to not seeing Zen Kimi this year, and then that popped up out of nowhere. So I'm like, hell yeah, I get to see them. So I've got a ticket for that. Thank you, Isan, for hooking me up on that one. So I'll be going to see that. I don't know if... Nah, he's not in the chat. I thought he might be here, but he's not here right now. But there's a few other people I know that should be going to this show, the Zen Kimi show on the 29th. After that, what do we have? After that was
kind of just no plans for Halloween at the moment.
Yeah, well, really. I mean,
we're seeing how it plays.
The closest I've got a slide for the Necro Halloween show. The Necro Halloween show, the Necro Halloween show, we're not quite sure. So, there is there's a Pickering one man on Halloween, but I'm not sure. It's kind of in between that and Necro. I really, really wanted to see Necro in the Halloween outfits because Necro in Halloween outfits is awesome. I don't know if you guys see the pictures of NECRONOMIDOL on Halloween last year, when they dressed up. They really do put some effort into the costumes. I'm not totally sold on the lineup. I know one of you is probably a fan of Ryetsu Blizzard, or however you say their name. I always mess it up. That's the one, yeah. Ryuketsu Blizzard. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not that interested in their music. I don't really think their music's that great personally. It's just maybe not my thing.
I think there's like a Shingeki one man as well.
Yeah.
I'll probably just decide on the day what I'm doing, I guess. It's not like none of the shows that are on are things that are like I have to go to this kind of thing.
Like if I'm going to this live, I'm probably not going to show up until like maybe the second last band is going to go on, and I'll show up pretty much probably in a Halloween outfit and just go to see Necro on Halloween, just for the outfits and to see Necro really. Let's have a look. What are people saying in chat? Necroma or Pickering are basically what's happening, which is decent. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, it's Chris, the Moondoggy in the chat. I know. Blah 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 blah. The hell is the background on that poster thing? We looked at this last night. What?
Turnip.
It's a turnip. So someone told me before they used pumpkins for Halloween, they used to carve faces into turnips, and you got this monstrosity. So if you look up Samhain or Samhain, however you want to spell it, or just look up Halloween turnip, and you'll find this picture. So yeah, Ricky really knew what he was looking for here to find something that would give you nightmares in your dreams.
Was the turnip thing not common knowledge?
No. Well, I don't know. People in chat don't seem to be familiar.
Not to like average people, John.
Yeah, I don't know. No. Unless you're like super.
Just to weirdos.
What's this? Blah 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 blah. Neither do I.
We might want to pick up the pace on these because there's quite a few.
Nah, we'll get through them. So after that, we had Billy Idol, which we've got tickets for already. I believe the Billy Idol show.
First date of their one-man tour.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
So yeah. Which is should be at Eggman. So yeah, be interested to see. I think this will be the first time that you've seen them with Paul Louis, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just checking.
It's gonna be like the third time I've seen them. So.
But yeah. I was about to say I know you've seen them a few times for sure. So yeah, looking forward to that. What else have we got? Well, this is a busy day. This is a busy day. We've got anyone who isn't familiar with her. She is a solo idol and also a member of Melon Batake Agogo, also known as Garuda or Yuffie if you just want to use her normal name. And it's pretty much her birthday show, but the lineup is. Is
that Hanako-san I see there?
Yeah, Hanako-san's on it as well.
Hanako's there, Double An's there, Fetties are there.
Fetties are there. Rukatama's doing her own thing as well as like Rukatama Curry. Yeah. Minoru.
A bit mental.
Minoru Hanako. I can't pronounce how you say her name. Yeah, Rukatama, Yutama, yeah, Hanako. There's a bunch of people. There is some giant.
We're at wrestling at like lunchtime though, and this thing starts at 4, so it's going to be very interesting trying to get from one side of Tokyo to the other.
Yes, we're pretty much skipping that festival thing. Like we're not that interested in that. So we're pretty much going to. Is it Stardom? Or is it Joshi Pro?
Who cares?
It's
in Shinkiba.
Yeah, it's
this
in Shinkiba.
Is in like I can't. Where's this again?
Sugamo. Yeah, Sugamo. So we've got to get from Shinkiba to Sugamo probably in like a couple of hours or an hour.
Less than an hour.
Something like that. Yeah. So we might miss as long as we get there by 5 to see Saki and everyone after that. It's probably okay. Depends on how long we stick around at Shinkiba, I guess, but. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. Gonna get some of that sweet Rukatama curry. Maybe I can ask her to borrow her curry sword in it for.
That sounds so weird, with no context.
Oh right, yeah. She made a curry sword. It's a sword with like Rukatama curry on it or something like that. It's on Twitter. I wish I had a picture for it, but it's kind of weird. What do we have after that?
We don't have this yet, but we're planning to go to Operetta's Counterattack. The like kind of Gokite's like sister group thing.
Yeah,
it's still
the pictures are deceiving. They're baby photos. That's not actually what the members of the group look like now.
So yeah, it's a birthday show for Meron and Gura,
who are the only 2 remaining members of Operetta's Counterattack.
Who are probably going to be folded into Gokite. That's my hot take.
I hope it happens.
Yeah. So this is on the 7th. We don't have tickets yet. It's at Shinjuku Samurai, which is a tiny place.
I've been there before, yeah.
Interesting. I think tickets go on sale in a couple hours. So.
Yeah, definitely needs to try and pick up some. Basically, yeah, like Moondoggy said, it's pretty much a Gokigen Teikoku show. Yeah. But with
in a tiny venue.
In a tiny venue. Last time I saw Gokite at last time I saw I started reading someone else's question. Gokite at Samurai was for a talk event, and I was pretty much the only foreigner in the audience. And yeah, that was an experience. So seeing them actually live in Samurai, I have no idea what it's going to be like with them like at full steam with Gura and Melon in Samurai. That's going to be wild.
Yeah, just after it's like this and a couple other things that we're still trying to get sorted out. But
someone said this is
fine,
this is probably kind of a rude question, but is there like a heavy VK equivalent of you guys? like covering.
They
visual.
were looking. Yeah, they're looking for a VK podcast. I don't think I've never heard of one.
I mean, I'm sure there are.
Right?
I'm sure there's loads of Visual K podcasts.
Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah, of course, because it's a massive thing.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone who does one in English. Yeah.
You might contact Chaotic Harmony. They might know.
Oh yeah, they do VK stuff. That's a good point. You could ask. Well, I mean, is there not like a just look for VK podcast maybe? I mean, we kept our name really simple so people can kind of find us. But maybe someone does like VK podcast or something. I don't know. Who knows?
So after that, we're going to KTA.
Oh yeah.
At Eggman, I believe. Right.
Yep. Which is the tour finale.
Tour final.
Final, yeah.
Their current, whatever the tour's called.
Oh.
Screaming Lunacy tour or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. I was gonna call it the undecipherable kanji tour, because I don't know.
Yeah, this should be a pretty cool show.
Yeah,
tour finals are usually a fairly.
This will be the first time I see KTA live in person, but it will also be the first time I see them live with the 5 members because I actually haven't seen them with just the 3. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. It should be pretty good. So that's at Eggman. There's kind of a bit of a trend of stuff that of going on at Eggman actually during November, which is quite funny. What else do we have?
So that's on the 10th, right? And then the day after that's going to be insane because we're going to Rin for Burst Girl's birthday show in the morning.
Yeah.
At Shinjuku Mars.
Mm.
And then in the evening, we're going to Komachi from Surezure's birthday show, which is somewhere that
Nishi say something. Nishi Seifuku? I don't know, something like that. Someplace. Something like that. I think I know it is.
That's going to be a pretty wild day.
Let's have a look. So Rin's, who's performing at Rin's one again? You've got Burst Girl, Can Toy, Broken by the Scream.
Yeah, Broken by the Scream, bro.
Yeah, so we wasn't expecting that, but we were waiting for them to announce a date, and now it turns out that Broken by the Scream are performing at Rin's birthday. So like Rin's birthday is gonna be fucking mad, like crazy. She's also got like what's the name of the program? I asked this last time that the T-shirt's like a parody of. Is it? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's come on, Pop Team Epic.
Pop Team. There you go. I keep going to say Adventure Time for some reason, but it's the wrong one.
No, it's Pop Team
Epic.
Yeah, Pop Team Epic. Whatever it's called.
I know Gokite had some. Like now, Rin's got her own one. Rin's one looks awesome, so that's kind of cool.
That's going on sale on like their show in like a couple of days, so don't hold out much hope for them having any left, I guess.
Oh, the T-shirts?
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have some left. Who knows? Hopefully.
Yeah. So after that in the evening, it's
Komachi's
from Surezure's. It's a Surezure one man essentially.
Yeah, and it's at Jam in some other place, which is past Hatagaya. It's like 20 minutes past Hatagaya. So it's not super far, but it's just kind of an annoying thing. You have to change trains a few times to get there, but it's not actually that far.
That's gonna be a crazy
what's really
day.
cool about that one is I managed to get reserved one of the fan made birthday tees. So I contacted the guy and basically said to him, look, I know normally you'd have to like, pay in advance, do like a bank transfer, but I basically told him like, I'm foreign, doing a bank transfer is probably not going to work out on my end for doing it for you. Either you're going to get charges, I'm going to get charges. It's difficult. Is there any other way we can do it? And he was pretty much like, yeah, I've got one reserved for you. It'll be made. Just come see me, outside of the show before everyone goes in. Give me your name, let me know the thing, and I'll give you your T-shirt. So like she has her own specific T-shirt that the fans are making for her. And now I think they have like a new group T-shirt as well that they posted today. That I think they're going to be selling.
Yeah, it's like the individual T-shirts
all smashed together, right? But like smashed together with like chains and stuff. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, kind of.
Pop Team Epic parody that, yeah. Polios said I'll be going for Yura's birthday. Oh yeah. She's doing another like One Piece thing, right? I know she likes One Piece. So I think that the last one was like One Piece themed, so this will probably be themed to something as well.
Then we're going to Shirahata from Gokite's birthday show,
which is named You Are Cool Japan. I'm like, no, you're Cool Japan. So that's at Shibuya Cyclone, which is a bigger venue, right?
And more Rhineberry for you.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's
Firahata and
Rhineberry are the new gang
collaboration,
parade. They're just at everything we go to, apparently. Yeah, and she's doing a collaboration with MC Miri from Rhineberry, so that should be pretty cool. I think she's also got a birthday T-shirt as well that she's selling, something like that.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're in the process of getting that sorted.
Yeah,
out,
well, so we entered a lottery for it to try and get some tickets, but we got
lottery.
blown up on the lottery. So quite clearly, it's quite popular, but the venue's quite big, so we should still get tickets.
They're not sold out yet.
No. We're chasing up with Isan, and he's probably been trying to get tickets. Isan said, "Whoa, there's a whole bunch of messages that I missed. Did Mina no Kodomo-chan ever do that live anywhere in the world? I don't think they did, unless they did one in Japan." Someone said, if you think Shidari is outgoing... Oh, it was Lee. If you think Shidari is outgoing, Nonamera is on a whole new level. Boy, I can imagine. I'm going to have fun with that one. Let's have a look.
Kotetsu's pretty shy.
Yeah, I'm not... I kind of want to see Nonamera. Maybe Namida Maru. I don't know. She's pretty cute as well.
Terry just likes the short ones.
Namida Maru's taller than Nonamera. There's also, but yeah, normally it is the lolly or the short looking ones, or Eddie one with twin tails or whatever. It's fine.
Terry ain't gonna be there on the 25th, unfortunately.
No. Ethan said there is also Chirin's birthday event on the 7th, so that's where I'll be. That is like a night. What was the Oh, he won't be able to go to the operetta thing. No, that's a shame. That's a shame. But yeah,
priorities, baby.
Definitely.
Priorities.
Yeah, he's on Juju.
Yeah, priorities on him.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's have a look.
I'm like really deep in Gokite fandom right now.
Lunabelle plays a show with Burst Girl, You'll Melt More. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, on the 25th, yeah. I haven't seen that one yet, unfortunately. And then the kind of big event, this is probably the first thing that popped up for our trip, right?
Yeah, because they announced it like 4 months ago.
Yeah, which is Melon Batake's release party, which is actually a 3-day thing, I think, that we mentioned about. But the main thing is the Sick X Idols X Sick.
Their one man, which they just announced abandoned for.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, ugh.
I mean, I don't mind. It's just kind of hilarious that it's advertised as a one man when it's clearly not a one man.
I don't understand. But it's in Shinjuku Loft, right? Yeah, it's in Loft, right? And it's Sick X Idols X Sick Volume 2, and it's for their new album, which comes out on the 21st of November, called Ikasuze Idol, which I didn't actually look up what Ikasuze Idol was, or Ikasuze in general. I haven't even looked up what that translates as yet. The interesting thing was they've got 3 lives. Like
3 lives, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
In the lead up to the 21st when that goes on sale.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you make it to the breakfast show of the crepe show, right?
What?
So yeah, they're doing their crepe show on the 18th at Ogikubi Club Doctor. That's basically where it's mostly just Melon Batake because they all have like side projects and stuff. They'll just do a show where like Nakamura will do her Suzellica stuff, and Rukatama and Yuffie will do like Yuffie Tama.
Yeah.
Yuffie will do Garuda stuff, and they'll do like a Melon Batake thing as well, and whatever. Then they've got the one man on the 19th. The one man. They're doing a secret party from 3 o'clock apparently.
From 3 till 6, so it's a 3-hour secret party.
It's just good. It's probably just gonna be like an off-kai.
Yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
And then on the 20th, they're doing their Captain Idol market at Hatagaya Club Heavy Six. So that's like down the street from where I'm staying.
Yeah, I can pretty much head out down to the vending machine and then keep walking a bit, and the venue's not right there. I believe
their Captain Idol market shows are usually them with a bunch of rockabilly
bands. Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah, which is fun. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm probably going to Melon Batake like 3 days in a row.
Pretty much. I mean, I kind of want to.
Oh,
there was that thing with
on the 18th. On the 18th, in the like at lunchtime, Beasts are doing a show with Philosophy No Dance that we were also.
Oh yeah, that we're hoping to go to. I think the tickets are out for that, right?
Yeah, tickets are out. I think.
Yeah, so we'll have to try and sort out some tickets for the Beast show.
My wallet's good.
The morning show for Beast is
Beast second,
Beast
aka
second.
the best beast.
Let's have a look. What are the chat saying? You guys are fucking on it today. I tell you, this is the most.
Chat's popping off, man.
Shame it's not super chat, right? Let's have a look. Right? Poliosis, yeah. I had to sacrifice seeing them as that was all of them solo, capped off with a group show to catch KTA. KTA was well worth it though. I agree. As long as you get to see them at some point, why not? KTA is awesome. Hour-long release event for only a drink fee. Damn. An hour-long release event for only a drink fee.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie. Especially if it's just like 500 yen. Hey, here's my 500.
Well, I mean, I think the value that I'm getting out of this Melon Batake one-man ticket's pretty good too.
I mean, free shows for the price of one, right?
Yeah, if you have a ticket for their one man, you can get into the 2 other shows for free, as long as you like reserve with a form.
Oh yeah, so Ethan's definitely not coming to the Beast thing because he's on Juju duty. So yeah, he's going to be seeing Juju instead.
That sucks.
So that's pretty much some of the shows that kind of have been announced that we're kind of pretty much definitely going to or already looking to get tickets.
I still have like a shit ton of free time though because I'm going for 3.5 weeks like a maniac.
Yeah. So I mean, in terms of like people that I want to check out that I didn't get to see last time, I think like Burst Girl, because I haven't. Yeah, Burst Girl. I mean, I had never seen Guso because Guso broke up before I managed to make it over there.
Yeah, I only ever saw Guso once. So.
Yeah, so Burst Girl, I'd be interested. I think probably seeing them once or twice, maybe. I think they're on a.
We all want to see Melon Batake.
Oh, Melon Batake, yeah. You should see them. Operators Counterattack, it's pretty much like a defunct unit now. Let's be honest. Kind of, but pretty much if I'm seeing Gokite, I'm going to see Operators because they're using Gura and Merun, the 2 members left from Operator, to kind of fill in for Nagi's place where it was in Thingy, so we'll have to see. Another group I really want to see is Berry, or Booty, however you want to say it. They were that group in the playlist with the pink, blue and green outfit. It's purple. So, oh damn, yeah. Sorry, I was reading that person. I was reading that person's comment. And it's stuck in my head now. I think it was Lee, maybe. But yeah, they're really fun. Their 1 year anniversary live is on the 21st, the day after the Heavy Sick thing. So I'm kind of looking forward to going to that. I'm probably gonna go. It's gonna be their first live with a band. And their music's all band stuff anyway, so like it should, in theory, sound fine because you're not missing anything out. So it should be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be the first time I've met them. I've watched them a fair bit and we've talked on Twitter and stuff. So yeah, they should be cool.
This guy talking to idols on Twitter.
Hey man, you just at them and say yo, and like they will either ignore you or they'll talk back to you. Depends on how much money they think they can get out you, I guess. Let's have a look. Who else we got? 969. Yeah, I really want to see 969. I've wanted to see them for a while now. I know they had the thing with Ray leaving, which has obviously soured some people's enjoyment, I guess, of 969. But I'm hoping that they're still doing okay, so I'll be happy to see them.
A pretty good singer too.
She was. Really she actually had a really good voice in the group. They all pretty much have good voices, but she did have quite a powerful voice.
I'm like writing a review for their album that came out a couple of months ago right now, and I'm just like, shit.
Like, yeah.
Oh yeah, this song's really good. I mean, like, kind of in large part due to Ray's vocals. Shit.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know how they'll hold up. I think they'll still be okay live. The rest of them will have good enough vocals.
It's a really awkward.
The next group I kind of want to see, which I should be, depending on what happens with a Necro Offkai thing, is a group called Dying Meme. I don't even think we've ever talked about them on the podcast. Have we ever?
No, they're kind of like
they're like a new group.
Kind of Zen Kimi-ish kind of vibe.
If anyone remembers what Zen Kimi looked like when they first came out, the pale kind of pastel-y colour outfits, they have that. The members will have like ridiculously stupid names. Musically, I have no idea. Musically, we have no idea yet, but their name is like Seno something or Seno Mimu or something like that, or something. But apparently it translates to like Dying Meme. So like Dying Meme, what a name for a group, right? It seems pretty interesting. Shuengo Bupan Manji. just for the.
I feel like Terry's like well more up for all these new groups than I am. I feel old.
Yeah, I'm like
I'm set in my ways.
I want to see some of these. I want to see what they're like. I mean, I was gonna go and see that you know, the black nurses, you know, the black hospital acts. Yeah, I was gonna go see them on the 29th, but
well, obviously you're not.
I'm not, because Zen Kimi overrides everything. Of course, pretty much Zen Kimi, Surizuri pretty much override. Oyasumi would as well, but obviously they're not around for the majority of it. We'll just have to see what they're doing when they get back, apart from the crowdfunding thing, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not like I could have even paid to go to that if I wanted to.
I know, right?
So that sucks.
I
wasn't going to pay like $300 to go at a show, though.
I know, right? Let's see what people are saying. Ray was really awesome in Catch the Light. I feel like she's awesome in a lot of the songs that I've heard. That's the thing. First time seeing Guso was with Sari replacing Anna, and she went solo already. Blah 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 blah. First Japan trip was punk gigs only. I mean, hey, if that's what you was into at the time, then why the hell not? You know what I mean? If that's what you're gonna go see, why not?
Man, for sure.
Yeah, like wherever your interest was is what it was, isn't it? Like, it is a bit gutting if like if you didn't know this thing exists, but then you end up coming to really like it just as it ends. That is kind of like shitty, where you're like, fuck. I was literally in the country, there was probably shows going on, and I had no idea, and I went to stuff, but I could have checked this out. That's kind of I
didn't even get to see Beasts properly on my first trip.
Because they were difficult to see, or just because you didn't?
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay.
They were just kind of rebooted, I guess. And like they were doing like a one man or something, but it sold out instantly.
Someone said, I made the mistake of planning my upcoming Japan trip before getting big into iDOL.
Ouch.
It kind of hurts, because like then you get out there and you've got all this stuff to go to, you know. I feel like a lot of people go to Japan and they leave Tokyo, right? And you go to Nagoya, and that's exactly fine. You know, you're going to do touristy stuff and explore. But I feel like when you end up going for iDOL stuff, you're gonna end up stuck in Tokyo, because that's kind of where everything is. Nothing
like too major usually happens outside.
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
it's
unless you're a fan of Osaka idols.
Oh yeah. See, that's its whole own little.
Osaka's far.
I know.
Well, I mean, you'd go to
like 3 hours.
Osaka idols, and you'd just be Osaka centric instead of being Tokyo centric. Really,
I guess you could.
Metal is what I went to Japanese music for, but I came out liking all idols and metal idols. I really love it, hence my adoration for. Oh, Broken by the Scream. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people kind of gone from, you know, Japanese metal as a punk, and, you know, eventually you kind of fall into the iDOL thing somehow. As long as you can accept, you know, it for what it is, then you're all good.
I came into it from like VK and like Maximum the Hormone and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I was one of them girl metal dudes.
You still are a girl metal dude, and yeah.
I do. I love the girl metal.
It's like big into the Gazette and like Terry and Garry and stuff. So
yeah. The same show as Saki and blah 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 blah. Okay, what else we got here? I get iDOL culture. I still listen to more VK, but I'd love to go to an iDOL concert at some point. Yeah, man, it's definitely an experience.
It's different.
It's different, but the same, really. I mean. You two know what I'm talking about. They got the whole, you know, crowd participation thing going on. They got Checky, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely going to see. Oh, I see someone posting about this. Tsushima Mire, that's the one in Kansas today. Someone posted about that in the Japanese music experience. Someone posted about that in the Japanese music experience. I think I managed to see in that.
Yeah, I think this is Eric.
Oh, it is Eric. Okay. Was it? Is it
I think he's the one that posted about it, and this is him.
That would make sense then. There are a few iDOL groups that look and sound pretty similar to VK stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about Pickering. Yeah, punk is my main thing. Jesus, you lot are chatty. I'm going to have to stop reading comments, otherwise we'll be here all day.
We're like 2 hours deep on this podcast.
I know, and you lot are still talking, and there's still like 30 people here. You guys are crazy. But anyway, so other than iDOL, you know, we're going to a few wrestling bits. You guys have asked plenty of stuff and talked for stuff. My main thing that I just wanted to get out with you guys is obviously I'm taking my GoPro with me. So that might open us up for stuff like perhaps a stream from Japan. I'll probably be taking a bunch of footage anyway. I'm mainly going to enjoy concerts, so don't expect too much live footage. But if a group does allow it, maybe I'll strap it to my chest or something somewhere. Or take a few seconds, just as like some B-roll footage.
Terry's gonna be that guy.
Nah, that's the thing.
One of them head strap things.
Nah.
Just wear it on your forehead.
I mean, if I wear it on my forehead, all you're gonna see is someone else's back, John. That's the problem. I'm gonna need like a 2 foot like.
Well, if you strap it to your chest, all I'm gonna see is their ass, and so.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to like hold it over the top of someone's head or something. I don't know. We'll see. I've got the new GoPro, so like the stabilization's pretty dank. So even if I'm like moving around, it should be okay. We'll see. But I kind of just need other ideas. I'm thinking of like. Kind of like stuff outside of like popular venues and that sort of stuff to kind of be like, this is kind of like where a lot of the popular venues are. Here's what they look like on the outside, that sort of thing. Or as much as I'm allowed to.
Looks like a dingy stairwell.
Yeah, pretty much, right? You'll probably see a lot of stairwells, basements, but just for stuff for people to look at and be like, here are the main kind of venues where this stuff kind of takes place. I don't know, maybe something of getting a ticket from the Lawson machine, or stuff that's just stuff that people might want to watch and be like, oh, I've seen that now in person, I know what that is. If I go to do it, I've got visual reference, I've seen that in a video before, I know that that's the venue, and someone's walking down to go to it and they're like, oh shit, yeah, I've seen that in a video, I know where that is, I'll go and that's where I need to be going, or just stuff of the boys in Tokyo, I guess, going out to get food or having a drink or whatever. I'll take plenty of footage. I just don't know what the timescale is going to be on me getting the footage up on the YouTube while I'm still out there, because obviously I'm not bringing a PC, like an editing PC with me. So
yeah, it's like we'll have internet, but
yeah,
like editing is going to be the kind of problem, I guess.
Strap it to Gary's.
We'll figure something out.
Ethan said, "Strap it to Gary's forehead." I'm not quite sure.
That tall, dude.
Yeah, he's not that tall. Our Japanese crowd's very rowdy. If I ever visit, I want to see Devoluth and other. Do you know what? They're more rowdy than you'd expect. It depends on what crowd you get.
It depends who you're going to see. If it's a rowdy band, the crowd is probably going to be pretty rowdy.
Yeah. Same with like.
You gotta watch out. Don't get kicked in the head.
Same with like idol groups. You get some idol groups that are more kind of like, more like crowd participation in certain manners, and then you get some that are more like they crush into the front barrier for certain things. Some are more. You get some that do a lot of lifting, so in that case you need to be careful of like people like accidentally kicking you in the head or landing on top of you. Like it really just depends on the group. Like,
well, does Burst Girl still have the douche ninja circle in the back with all the spin kicks and shit?
I don't know. From footage, it looks like a lot of people still try to like climb over each other to get to the front or like crush up. But I feel like the crush is just something that happens during idol shows anyway. To get to the front, to like catch your oshi and that sort of stuff.
Oh, so, yeah, like that's one of the more crazy parts when like everyone rushes to their oshi when like she does her solo so that they can catch her.
Yeah. So I would say
that's where you have to like actually be careful that you don't get like crashed or stampeded.
You've either got to be aware of what's about to happen and go with it and do it, or you got to get the fuck out of Dodge and just be like, okay, I'm gonna stand to the side during this because I know what's about to happen. Unless you want to die, you don't be anywhere near the front and center for Wagamama Rakia, Ouijin, or Burst Girl. Yeah, because they all have like a big crush, or everyone climbing over each other, or people getting lifted.
Go, like stage dive in.
Yeah. Or someone walks on the ceiling. Or you get
lifted up and do that ceiling walk.
Alexis is like
buddy?
The French legend with the long legs who walks on the ceiling, like moonwalks. Burst Girl pits are so awkward because it's too friendly. I mean, pits are like pits, isn't it? Like
meant to be friendly.
Like
though.
If you're actually aiming to do someone harm, you're just a cunt. You're not there for. Like you can be
video demonetized.
Oh, I don't care. Like I feel like you can knock each other around a bit and you can have a bit of aggression. But if you're actually going in there to give someone a dig on purpose or cause someone harm, then I would just say you're a cunt. Like straight up. Like I'm not interested in anyone who goes to shows to physically harm someone on purpose.
I think he's just saying they're not rowdy enough.
Oh yeah. If people are really like, oh, I don't want to knock into you at all. You know what I mean? Then I'll be a bit like, oh, come on, like you can. Or as long as it's not like, I need my safe space, and like, you know, gonna wear a hula hoop around my waist so that no one can come within like a meter of me at like a Japanese show, I'd be like, you're taking the piss. Because
I think it'd be pretty cool if you went in the pit with one of those Zorb things.
what, the big blow up balls?
Yeah.
You could just get lifted and you just roll around on top of the crowd probably until someone gets
Or
like
like
crushed.
you get bashed about or whatever. It'd be cool as long as you're like strapped in, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like aggression is fine at shows as long as you're using that aggression positively in what you're doing. Like, as long as you're, like, you know, if everyone is under the assumption that everyone's bumping around and, you know, people get bumped and that sort of stuff and people get picked up and everyone's okay and it's fun, then it's fine. But there's a certain stage where it's not fun anymore and people are being like actually like injured on purpose. Like, if a pit turns into crowd killing, like, it's just stupid. Like, I don't condone it. I think it's retarded. It's probably one of the most retarded things in the metal and hardcore genres that I've seen in a while. From going to like shows in the UK where I've seen a bit of like crowd killing, I'm just like, that guy's just a dickhead. And eventually they killed the wrong person. That person turns around, punches them in the face, and then they play the victim like, oh dude, this is what happens here. Like, no, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not. You're just an arsehole. Fuck off. Right, what else have we got? That's pretty much it.
Our shortest podcast ever has turned into our longest podcast ever.
I apologise, but you guys are still here.
Hour, guys.
Yeah. Let's have a look. I'm not a pit dude, but I get why people are. It's people just jumping up and down and sometimes bumping into each other. Yeah, that sounds alright to me. For sure, I can imagine at BBTS show doing it, blah, blah, blah. I can imagine BBTS shows kind of having the hardcore dancing kind of in places. There was a pit one.
They have kind of rowdy crowds.
You'll change when you ever get into your first pit. I've been in plenty of pits, being like myself anyway, just because being into like that sort of music since like a teenager. And I'm a very short dude as well, so I have to watch what the fuck's going on, because otherwise I will get a spin kick or an elbow to the head very easily. But it also means I have to watch out to not punch someone in the nuts, because I'm pretty much like perfect height to bullshot everyone. So if people want to come out and still be able to have children, it's probably not smart to get next to me if I'm dancing. Put it that way. But what we got? So just before we head off, I can show that's message fine. So just before we head off, or do our final things, just want to thank everyone for joining us today, and just say, do you guys have any questions, ideas? Is there anything that you guys want us to think about maybe before we go away? Anything that you guys would like to see from us before we go away? This is it's just a question, because like obviously we're on holiday, so we're not looking to like put in an immense amount of effort, but if there's little things that we can do to, if it while we're away, if there's anything we can do to keep you guys updated, maybe I'll do the odd under YouTube live or something like that. Let us know what the Japanese gig experience is like. I mean, yeah, I'm sure we can do Twitter videos and all that sort of stuff. It's fairly easy to do, I'm sure. I can. I'll probably blog a bit about the trip as it's going over on the website. Yeah. So it'll mainly just be me kind of like saying what I did on any given day. Yeah. Or whatever. I've never written any like trip blogs or anything like that. I don't think I did anything last time I came back. I feel like video is
probably a better format for you, Terry.
Yeah, I really feel like video and that sort of stuff's a better medium for me. I'm not very good at putting the way that I talk and communicate down on the page. As you can tell, I'm a bit rambly and that sort of stuff, and I don't want it to come across like that. I can't quite focus my thoughts quite as well as Gary can. So maybe a video where I'm just hyper shit and can put across that to you guys in a video. Maybe that would be more cool, and I can show pictures and video and all that sorts of shit. That'd be cool. Who knows? Is there anything that either of you two want to say before we get out of here? If no one else in the chat has anything to say.
I mean, I'll just like.
Are we plugging?
I'll plug the usual, I guess, if that's cool.
Yeah. Go for it, man. No worries.
So yeah, like I said, I'll be doing some blogs for the trip as it's hopefully as it's going, because I mean, I don't want to have to write like a bunch of blogs when I get back. Over on my website, which as always is idolishshit.com. I normally do reviews about stuff, but like, if I'm in Japan, I'll do a blog or 4, I'm sure. Since our last podcast here, I have reviewed Ayuni D's solo project, Pedro's like mini album Zuzusi, or however you say it, I don't know. really good. Very impressed with it. And I also reviewed Passcode's Tonight Taking You Out single.
Yeah.
And don't worry, there's going to be plenty of content for you guys while I'm in Japan. You're probably not even going to know that I'm gone. I have reviews for a whole bunch of stuff like There's, Garuda, the Banana Monkeys, You'll Melt More, 969. I've got a non-iDOL quarterly roundup coming out. I have been working my arse off. And who knows, you know, there's some stuff coming out when I'm over there that I might write about. Like, there's a KTA thing, Christine have a mini album. Who knows? There's like 5 million albums coming out in November, so getting all that done before I do my end of the year list is going to be really annoying.
Jesus.
But yeah, so if you want updates, I'd say for like Japan updates, follow my personal Twitter, which is @Mage77. For website updates, you can follow @iDOLIsShit on Twitter. You could also, if you go into my mentions on Twitter, you can see me have hilarious interactions with baby metal fans. Apparently it's high quality entertainment or something.
It is absolutely high quality. I will vouch for that.
So yeah, that's me. Just @iDOLIsShit. iDOLIsShit on pretty much all the platforms. Personal Twitter account @Mage77 if you want to see like just random Japan tweets. And that's pretty much me.
I'll just say pretty much same as Gary. If it's to do with the channel, it will be on @iDOL Podcast. If it's to do with me, well, I'll be posting Checky and pictures and random crap, probably at Ramen Shuriken, so you can go and find it there, or on Instagram as well, which I think is also Ramen Shuriken. So I'll post the usual stuff, you know. Maybe I'll put some Checkies in food and stuff and be like a true voter. Who knows? What about you, John?
Join the Facebook group. Alternative.
Oh, yep. Don't forget that. Well, been kind of slow. Work's been kind of a killer. Been pretty much doing 7 days a week. It's been absolutely horrible, but last night was my last day of doing that, so I can get back to websiting and getting you guys the news and stuff at straightfromjapan.com. Can I get a tagline?
There's hyphens in that.
There's health.
Thank you. There are hyphens in there.
I was going to say there's heathens in there. I was like, wait, what?
I mean,
the wrong tagline.
A pretty big one, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, straightfromjapan.com, hyphens in there. Try bringing you some news and stuff. My Twitter's down here in the info section of this video. I'm sure you can all see it down there. Yep. You can follow me on there if you like to.
One thing I'd like to mention is while we're away, John is in full admin mode for the Facebook group. So
oh, so you need to be careful because I'm nasty.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, so yeah, if you're applying for the group, just let us know that you found us through the podcast or anything like that.
If you end up getting banned for some reason, just message me or Terry when we get back from Japan, and we'll look into it, I guess.
just answer the questions if you apply for membership.
Yeah, just you know, say you was on the podcast or you know, whatever. Like, all we want to know is that. For the questions for the group, all we want to know is that people are actually interested for the reasons that they want to join the group. Like, we don't want people just join in to see pictures of cute Japanese girls, because that's not what the group's
about. Or just
about.
Post pictures.
Or just post pictures of cute Japanese girls, yeah. Like,
it's a group based on discussion.
Yeah.
So please discuss things. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that pretty much about wraps it up for the show. Still got like 24 people with us, and you guys are still talking in chat. You guys are crazy. Let's have a look. I'll find you on Insta, my dude. Do quite like the platform. Awesome. Join the Facebook, lads. Yeah, great. Big shout out to everyone who is in the chat. Jesus Christ. Let's have a look. Who the hell is here? I can't see everyone who's here, but there's a bunch of you.
It's only if it like types out in the last like.
Right, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Side lettuce. I ain't choosing no damn real name YouTube. Poliosis. Isan. Man like Kingpin 3466. Nemo Sum. There's been a bunch of you today talking. Moondoggy. Who else is here? Anyone else been talking today? I think we had Baka Oshi in here earlier. We had a bunch of you. Some of you I'll know from Twitter. Some I know from you from the group. Yeah, big thanks to everyone who's been chatty today. Loser555, Simamu Sadness. He's going to Tokyo. Blah blah blah. Oh, nice. Comic Cat. Yeah, there's a bunch of you guys. You guys are awesome. Paul from Sweden. The whole bunch of you. You all have a good chat. We shall enjoy our Japanese trip and see what we can bring content wise to you guys. To yeah, Loser. We know who you are. Don't worry. We worked out your git stuff, but don't worry. Yeah, I'm Keelan from the group. If you remember me, yep, Keelan. Yep. No worries. So already there. Someone with a Japanese name said "fucking your ass." I don't know. I prefer the pussy myself, mate. But never mind. Let's see.
Oh man.
Nice.
On that note.
That's probably the best last comment to a podcast I've ever had. Oh, I love it. I even accepted it just to laugh at it. So I was kind of solid until that. Yeah, pretty much. I'm on that bombshell. We shall see you guys on the next one, whenever that will be. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.
Later, guys. Thanks for tuning in.